All good here, Chris. No problem. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Good levels. Around the Spanish program. The Spanish program group.
Give me Melissa.
Look at the video.
Give me Melissa. She's a Spanish boy.
We're just doing a bit of dancing to the Spanish music. Oh, is it Czech music? Sorry. Oh, oops.
Tak se nezlob, že jsem takovej vůl. a nedělil se s tebou na půl. A zapomněl jsem se ti občas ptát, jak se máš. Tak se nezlob, že jsem takovej vůl a nedělil se s tebou na půl. A zapomněl jsem se tě občas ptát, jak se máš a co si k snídani dáš. Tak se nezlob, že jsem zapomínal a když jsem mohl, tak jsem tě neobjímal. Neželil a nelucoval a kvůli práci ponocoval. Tak se nezlob, že jsem takovej vůl.
This sports broadcast is proudly sponsored by your locally owned Telstra stores, Quadrant, Kings Meadows and the Brisbane Street Mall.
Go.
Welcome to Windsor Park. It's round 4 TSL action here on City Park Radio 96.5 and 103.7 and via the TSL live stream. It's a pretty windy but fine scene here at Windsor Park and a pretty vital game for both teams. It's first versus third. The Blues are taking it all before them here in 2020. Lauderdale won their first two, but a disappointing loss last week to North Hobart. So let's see what unfolds today here at Windsor Park, and welcome now my fellow commentators. First of all, Matthew McGee. G'day, Macca.
Yeah, good afternoon, Foz, and good afternoon to all of our viewers and listeners on City Park Radio. Yeah, you're right, Foz. Like this time a couple of weeks ago, I was pretty excited about this game, but of course North Hobart threw a little spanner in the works and caused the upset against a highly fancied Lauderdale last week. I'm just interested whether that was, just an aberration for 1 week, because they've had all these new players come in. I think they've got about 9 or 10 new players from last season. And welcome to Maxie Walker. Maxie, do you reckon that it's going to take a few weeks for them to get going with all these recruits they've got this year, Lauderdale?
Good afternoon, Matthew and David and all our listeners. And to answer that question, Matthew, yeah, it certainly will. It's like any team. It's early in the season with an influx of new players and an exodus of old and some of the established players around the club. It'll take them a fair while to gel. And like I say, their first 2 weeks they were playing pretty good footy, and they played quite some good footy last week on the highlights that we've been able to see at North Hobart. The young side that impressed us against North Launceston a couple of weeks ago proved that they were too strong for them. So, I think they'll bounce back today. Whether they're good enough to beat Launceston or not, we're not quite sure at the moment.
Now, Foz, I've never seen Max Walker do as much homework as this. He normally comes very underprepared. Today he's got notes, he's got player profiles. Actually, give us a couple of things about these new players from Lauderdale for our viewers and listeners, players we haven't heard about before.
Macca, I've got more stuff than Wikipedia's got on these guys today.
You better hurry up, 'cause you're about to bounce the ball.
Yep.
Give us something, give us one thing.
Number 9, Kalkowski for Lauderdale. Adrian Kalkowski, won't pronounce his name too many times me, but Eastern Football League in Victoria. Strong on baller. Got a bit of swagger as well for the television viewers, so keep an eye on him.
It looks like Dakin's gone to him, so we've seen Dakin, the youngster for Launceston, take the tag. He had Lovell last week, Foz, didn't he, down at
Yep.
Kingston, did Dakin, and of course here at North Launceston the other week he had Taylor Whitford. So Dakin's got the job on Kalkowski, and they've started in the centre square. Big battle today, Auckland versus Hayden Smith. Hayden Smith, excellent last year. The umpire holds the ball aloft, and here we go. Lauderdale versus Launceston. Ball goes up, Hayden Smith follows up. Jay Blackberry starting in the centre today, taken high by Kalkowski. Umpire said play on. He's coming out the other side now is Nathan Oakes, one of those recruits we've been talking about. Inside 50 on the lead and taking an excellent mark is Sam Siggins. So Siggins, we've seen him dominate TSL footy. Turns and goes, he's too tight. Goes up, fall of the pack. It's our man there in Jake Smith now. Takes the ball over and finds Blackberry in the centre, in the back pocket.
Blackberry takes the mark for Launceston. He's going to settle things down. Reece Sutton on the mark. So Launceston with the advantage of the breeze towards the town end of Windsor Park. Wright can't take the mark. At the forwards, Taylor. Might have got a high tackle. He did. So it's going to be a free kick for Brennan Taylor. So Taylor now kicks up towards half forward, looking for Wright. The bounce, the ball is kind. He can't pick it up. Sideways handball to Hines. Round the corner, right foot. Finds Riley. Long way out, but he has got the breeze behind him. Wheels and goes. Centres the ball here, looking for Musica. Good spoil over the back. Falls straight there to Dakin, who goals for Launceston. Straight away, they're on the board here at Windsor Park. And Jared Dakin just got the fall of the ball there beautifully, hit him on the chest, plenty of space, and then he converted from about 25 out.
You mentioned with Dakin last week, Foz, that even though he had that tagging role, he was managed to find the footy himself and hit the scoreboard. And Maxi's done the same thing again today.
Yeah, certainly knows where to be. Puts himself in the right spot every time, doesn't he? And really good ball movement too then by Launceston, slowed it down by Blackberry back here in the back pocket in front of us, and wasn't the best of kicks down the line, but Wright recovered, got the quick handball out, centred it, and goaled it off to Dakin. Good start for the Blues.
So Smith and Auckland to do battle again. Harper on Walsh is going to be an entertaining battle to look at as the game goes. Here's Dakin again, snaps it over his shoulder towards the boundary line. Casey Brown and also McManus go. There's another good matchup, two speedsters. McManus goes to ground, Brown over the top, can't take it. Lauderdale come through here through Oakes. Oakes kicks up the line. Good battle, Siggins. Here's Burgess, Walsh, Fozzie. I still don't know who they are. They look like twins, but they're not. Two tie with the big drivers. Down low, over the top. Good mark in the pocket from Luke Nelson. So here's Luke Nelson, one of the Noble Park Richmond VFL boys. He's tucked away in front of the can bar. They're well seated, well behaved again. The Lonnie supporters in the can bar. And yeah, that was good. And he comes around. Does Nelson? It's going to fall short. It doesn't make the distance. It's going to be punched through by Jake Smith. And Jake Smith's been really important, Max. Undersized defender, reads the play and plays pretty hard now, doesn't he, Jake Smith?
Jake Smith goes wide. Over here looking for Dakin. But Sharky now is Tuthill. Has to get the handball away quickly to Miller. Back again to Tuthill in the follow-up. Kicks up the wing. And it's off hands there of Riley with Baker in close proximity. It's out of bounds. Sunshine here. It's been on and off sunshine all day. Bit of a stiff breeze favouring the town end. So a few goal advantage.
Footnote, the commentator's box is not in the sunshine.
Lucas Chamberlain, the boundary umpire, gets the ball back into play. And looks like there's going to be a ball up on the far side. What have you noticed early, Maxi?
Yeah, look, it's a fast-moving game, as we'd expect early on, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how quickly both teams settle. Launceston's certainly got to use the breeze this quarter as well.
Score, Macca?
Yeah, early score down at, or in the second quarter, in fact. Glenorchy 23, the Tigers are 7.
Okay.
So Glenorchy skipped away down there.
Fast start down there. We had big wins in the early games to Launceston in the under-18s and the Development League. We'll get to those scores in a minute. But it's another boundary thrown on the far side. We'll probably see a lot of play over there as the wind probably coming from straight down the ground, the northerly direction, but favouring that pocket at the town end, right-hand pocket. Ball flips out. Musica, little handball away. Riley at his bootlaces, can't pick it up. In there fighting hard is Hodge in the forward line, round the corner. A mark in defence to Bell Chambers, who relieve the pressure for Lauderdale.
Bell Chambers, got a defensive role today. We've seen him take a little bit of on-ball work as well. Finds Walsh, goes by hands. It's sloppy, but it comes off. Left foot kick up the line, and finds Robbie McManus on far wing. Got a lot of the footy last week to McManus. Like the way he plays. One of my favourites, Foz, Robbie McManus.
Yep.
He spots up his teammate on the other side. Foz can't quite see the numbers. It's Lauderdale. Pop it back inside defensive 50. They're going to square it up. Comes right over here now to Baker. Baker up the line. Nice kick. They're away here. Lauderdale, if they can grab it and go, but they can't. This is Raglione taking in the tackle. Burgess there. Taking Casey Brown. Handball out the back. Can't find it. Another intercept here from Lauderdale. Scrapping on the bottom of the pack there is Luke Nelson. But just going forwards Lauderdale's way. That's a smother. Kick off the ground. Umpire's found a free kick to relieve the pressure. And it's going to be a free kick and it's going to go to Luke Nelson. A little bit of an early Nelson. Yep. Not much of him. But he knows how to find the footy. Does Luke Nelson. There's Baker running past. Doesn't give it to him. Launceston well structured behind the foot. He's going to kick this up and find a few of those Launceston players. Blackberry goes the punch. Bottom of the pack. Here's Franklin. Has a look. There's Franklin. And he snuck it through. That's Franklin. Good goal. Very good goal. Good position front and centre. And I thought Launceston matched out all the numbers back there and they did spoil, but Franklin was first to respond and kicks the goal.
Yeah, they certainly were, Macca, and you're right, they did have the numbers there. What I found interesting is Blackberry launching himself from the back of the pack. I'd much prefer to see guys like him staying on the ground. If they had that plus one more on the ground, then probably might have evened the numbers up a little bit, but nice, sweet little step there to the left and a shimmy to the right by Franklin, and finished it off with a good important goal against this 3 or 4 goal breeze.
One player I know you haven't seen much before, Mac, is Will Poland. He's number 12 there playing on Thorpe. He's involved in a passage of play before. Bit of controversy came across from the Tigers. A few things were said.
Yeah, my word, I saw that on the news the other week.
In the middle of Windsor Park, Hayden Smith wins his tap out against Auckland. Does the follow-up, does a big fella. Falls on top of the ball. Umpire lets it go. Is it going to emerge? As in the back says the crowd here on the balcony. A few vocal Lauderdale supporters. The Baker family have joined us. So they're getting a bit of input there on the effects mic. So Auckland gets the tap away. Fighting hard as Franklin to kick that last goal. Classy goal it was too. We're going to get another ball up in the middle of the ground. So good even start. So 1 goal, 1-7 Lauderdale. Launceston 1 goal straight 6.
A little bit of breeze, Foz, for a little bit of breeze going towards the city end. We saw Launceston Dealer kick a lot of goals in the last quarter.
Tap out, Dakin can't quite take it away with him. Auckland shovels it out. Fighting hard as Palfreyman. We'll just get to those other scores from earlier today in the under-18s. The Blues 14-15-99 defeated Lauderdale 1-1-7. And in the D-League it was Launceston 18-12-120 to Lauderdale 2-3-15. Quick kick forward for Launceston. Bouncing ball, Chaos. Baker spikes it over his head. Another chance here for Musica. Harper onto the ball. Right foot kick towards the goal square. It'll bounce through. It does. It's a goal to Joby Harper. Continuing his good form from last week. And he's up and about. First possession results in a goal for Launceston. That's their second. 2 goals straight, 12. Lauderdale 1-1-7.
Yeah, well, Baker went the volleyball dig, I think it would call it.
Dig, that's right, not a spike.
Dig, not spike, under dig. And well, he could have taken it. And in the end, it ended up in Harper's hands. And what a season he's having.
Having a great start to the season, Macca, and a guy as dangerous as that, you've got to check him a bit closer inside 50 when he does drift forward, because he loves kicking a goal, as we know. And as we speak, I think he must have went to the bench. I can't see him out there now, but a good confident start for the Blues.
It was excellent work in the centre square. It went to Palfreyman, and he got the ball forward from the ruck. Jewel, Auckland, up against Smith again. The youngster up against the experience. This time it's Smith down the front. He's going to follow it up again as Hayden Smith. And Auckland gets him in the bear hug, and the umpire says, give it to me.
Great story, Hayden Smith, isn't he? Like, he played with the Storm early days, and he's really come back to career best form in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, my word, he was excellent last year and led Lauderdale right through the season. And ended up in the team of the year. Did a really good job with Hayden Smith. Another ball up in the centre here. Blackberry, we saw him play a lot of time forward the other week. How much midfield time last week, Blackberry, Foz?
A little bit more with the absence of Seymour.
Okay, getting a few more. Yeah, of course, Fletcher Seymour's out of the side. Bristow's come back in today. Musica, strong, electric Musica. Left foot, not so electric. Goes straight into Poland. Can't get it now. Comes out the back. Lauderdale are away by hands through Franklin. Goes to Smith with the kick, underground. It'll work because it got in front. Hines held up in the tackle there through Jamison House, in fact it was, with a good tackle. And that was on Harry Richmond, one of the youngsters, having a crack at TSL level again, which is good. Former underage player for Tasmania. Blackberry off the ground. Here's Lauderdale coming through. Raglione over on the far side of the ground. Oh, good contest there through Casey Brown. Palfreyman. They're just going to get it forward. Here's their strength, Launceston. Poland and Thorpe go at it. Who's first to react? Over the top, Lauderdale. This is Will Francis, another one of those newer players for Lauderdale. Over the top, Dylan Riley has a look at him. That's all he needs. All he needs is a little look as Dylan Riley. And Launceston are away to that city end of the ground with a slight breeze. And a quick look, Dylan Riley, and he snaps it over the shoulder. And there's another one, Max.
It's starting to look a bit ominous, even though it is only early. All the key forwards for Launceston are getting involved. Riley's kicked that one. Thorpe's attacking the ball really well. And we've seen Jake Hines finish the game off here a couple of weeks ago against North Launceston with a couple of late goals. He's been busy in this early part of the game, which has gone nearly 10 and a half minutes now, so a really promising start to Launceston, kicking with a probably 3 or 4 goal breeze, so they're doing well.
Yeah, the biggest clearance side in the league are the Blues, and they're winning the clearances again today. There's a little handball out there by Siggins, player tackled. Onto it now is Palfreyman. He gets a kick away under pressure.
He's had 3 clearances himself, Palfreyman.
Bouncing ball. Oh, gee, that was a high tackle there laid. I think that might be Musica. We'll get up off the deck.
Sigan's got him high, I think. Yeah, so Dave Greer, we welcome in this afternoon, best in the business. 5-3 the inside 50s, and in the clearance is 7-2 Launceston's way.
As Thorpe takes the mark from the Musica kick, and he's well within range of that breeze behind him. He's about 10 metres in from the boundary line on the right-hand side. On the western side of the ground.
Sorry, Foz, geez, he looks lean and fit, doesn't he, Thorpe?
Yeah, he looked good last week and moving really well. So, Mitch Thorpe picked 4 last week, gave some away, missed some. Let's see what he can do with this one. Slow, deliberate approach, keeps it fairly low as Mitch Thorpe. Hits the post. The post wobbles, it's already wobbling in the breeze a little bit, and it wobbles even further as that ball strikes it. So that's Launceston's first behind, 3-1-19 to 1-1-7. They lead by 2 goals in this first quarter here at Windsor Park. A long kick out from fullback. Over here looking for Smith. Punched away, almost a mark there to right. Now it's with Auckland, back to Hodge. Now the umpire calls a throw there against Timmy Auckland. So free kick will be Sam Burge. He'll take the free kick for Lauderdale at halfback.
Burge goes sideways, finds his teammate there in the inclusion, Josh Williams. Arnold was the late withdrawal for Lauderdale. And they kick up the mark and find Will Francis. So Will Francis on halfback flank. Commentator's side of the ground. Oh, he goes as far as Brendan Taylor, who snaps it back inside 50, looking for Thorpe. Turnover, Lauderdale could be costly. Baker taken his to Nellen. Over the top, finds Riley again. He'll go again on the right. He doesn't. He finds Thorpe with the handball. In fact, he overshoots it, and he can't find it. And it's going to be tried to be taken away. No, through the pack, Launceston. They go again. Good forward line pressure. Launceston through Miller. And it's just going Lauderdale's way through scrimmage. And McManus gets the relieving kick of half-back.
And the mark's taken by Tuthill. It's forward side of the wing. Riley probably a bit unselfish then. He might have gone himself.
Yes.
As Tuthill is going to pump it right back in. They're not mucking around. They're going the direct route here, the Blues. It's deep inside the forward pocket. Baker does the thump away. Over the top there of Riley. It's out of bounds.
And it's good to see in footy, Dave. You just said then the direct route. How often do we see a team kicking with a strong breeze like this where they want to do 3 or 4 little short 45 kicks to get it in? Just get it into the big, you've got the forwards winning the ball, give them a chance.
As the front position was Thorpe. Hayden Smith might have won it out towards Nelson, out of bounds. Yeah, Maxie last week at Twin Ovals, they didn't muck around the Blues. As soon as they got it, they went into that dangerous forward line, as you said. And a lot of one-on-one contests, and more often than not, they put scoreboard pressure on. So,
but it all comes from that mistake from the kick, doesn't it? Now it just puts Lauderdale under pressure. They had the ball on half back and kicked it into the man on the mark. Thorpe in the ruck this time, comes down. Harper's there, back on the ground. Could have been taken high. The Launceston player, in fact, he was. Is it Hines? I think it is. So Jaden Hines, he's kicked. Jake Hines, sorry, kicked 6 for the year. As Hines. And we saw him kick the 2 sealers here against North Launceston 2 weeks ago. So Jake Hines, back from the NEFL this year. And he's going to have a shot about 30 metres out. And he's taken a long run up. It's 14 and a half minutes gone as Jake Hines comes. It's Launceston by 12 points. This could add to it. Hines, not a great kick. In fact, he didn't make the distance. It only finds Baker. I don't know if it was touched off the boot, but Baker's away and finds his teammate who only goes as far as Alec Wright. So Wright, 60 metres out from goal. He's going to pump it back in. Hines will go again after that kick. Baker flies down the pack. Well done, Miller. Good pressure. Comes out here, Lauderdale through Nathan Oakes. By hand, McManus. Over the top to Kalkowski. He's away. By hand again, Franklin. They don't want to kick it at this stage. Kalkowski follows up. Far side of the ground. They're away. A little speedy one here for Lauderdale through Jack Dance. A little speedster Jack Dance, the signet flyer we'll call him. And taken in the tackle. Umpire says that's okay, but I tell you what, Jamison House was lucky. You can hear the Lauderdale supporters, they agreed, but the umpire's going to ball it up 60 metres from Lauderdale's goal. So they're away there, Max. Didn't want to kick the ball early. By hand it was all the time. And the umpire's found one in the ruck now. It's going to go to Hayden Smith, 65 metres out from goal in front of the Launceston club rooms. So Smith wheels and goes, does a big unit. Goes up, top of the square. Havea could have been held. He comes out of the square. Burge, good handball over the top. He's right there at the moment. Launceston, they're scrambling for their lives at Launceston at the top of the square. The umpire's going to ball it up. Big two-tie Havea Foz.
Yeah, he's
coming out of the square.
Yep, he took some big grabs against Goroki a couple of weeks ago on the highlights. So it's right in an attacking position here for Lauderdale. Gee, they'd love a goal. They're right in this game. Havea taps it right to his feet. Burge there. Ooh, and Jacob Boyd taken off the ball there by Havea. Legally, says the umpire. House now towards Smith. And Smith round the corner up here towards Hines against McManus. Hines takes it. Gets a kick away just in time. Out here to Blackberry. Hasn't got many options, but he sees Thorpe up against Poland. Thorpe rises, doesn't take the mark. 1 against 3 now. Bill Chambers takes it this way, that away. Gets it back to McGuinness. He gets around his opponents. 2 opponents, very easy. Classy McGuinness. Up here towards half-water to Kalkowski, but intervening there is Jacob Boyd, who copped by beauty there from Havea.
Wow.
He's recovered well.
The big drivers of Vaya just put him on the deck, but he's come out of it well as the youngster. Franklin takes the mark as he goes over now to Raglione. High and upside down kick here to Jamison House. Burge at the fall of the ground. Jake Smith's going to come through. They're going to try and play fast and quick on Launceston. Left foot kick only as far as Hayden Smith. Turnover City inside 50, and there's another one, Jamison House with the rebounding mark.
Just need to slow it down a little bit, Launceston now.
Yeah. House, he's not going to slow it down here because he finds Polframan. He looks to go to Smith, he wasn't quite ready for it, but he is now outside 50. He's going to go long and strong and find Riley. Dylan Riley takes the mark. They didn't need to go slow there, Max, because they were away. Polframan threw the link up, and Jake Smith, good kick to Riley, and they find him, 30 metres out, 25 metres out on a slight angle.
Yep, he was spotted up well in the middle then, Powerfulman, and he had the nous just to run the ball a bit. Wasn't the best handball, but bounced right up to Jake Smith, and the delivery to Dylan Riley, kicking for his second, was nothing short of perfect.
Riley inside and goes bang, and there's his second, Dylan Riley. So Launceston, they're away now, 4-1-25, lead Lauderdale 1-1-7, 18 minutes gone, first quarter, TSL action from Windsor Park. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. Captain of the commentary team, Dave Moore.
I love it when a player really works on their game. And we've watched Jake Smith since 2013, since he debuted, Macca, and he's really worked on his foot disposal, hasn't he? And that was,
definitely.
That was just a beautiful pass. Lace out, Dylan Riley took the mark, and it was a textbook footy. Great transition there from the Blues. And they're probably on top here now. We suspect it's probably a 3-goal breeze. 4-1-25, 1-1-7, being played 18.5 minutes. We might be going 23 or so, with 5 goals kicked in this first quarter. Entertaining game, free-flowing, lots of highlights so far, some great goals, as Hayden Smith wins the tap. Little player tackled there in the middle of the ground. Smith gets a secondary tap. That was our Kalkowski, who got it first time round. Now it's Bryce Walsh, gets past Blackberry, ineffective handball. Chance now for Miller Hodge, throws it on the boot, inside 50. Great mark there in defence by Will Francis. So Francis settles things down, takes his time, signals to his teammates, then goes low and nice towards Bryce Walsh. The skipper right on defensive 50. So his injury troubles in the last few seasons, but in the last year was playing some good footy. We get a score from Macca in a second as Will Francis gets it a second time. Kicks up the line, gee, that held up in the breeze. Taken there by Nat Franklin, it might have been touched off the boot. Thrown out of the contest, back to Franklin. Goal kicker so far for Lauderdale. Handball back to Bill Chambers, to Walsh, to Bell Chambers. Taps it clear. They've done it right here under pressure. Bill Chambers back to McManus. It's the odd firm here for Lauderdale. Now Wright says, I'm just going to kick this inside 50. Does it blindly, and Will Poland takes the mark. Macca.
Will Poland, good mark in defence. Goes sideways, finds McGuinness. We saw the class of McGuinness before. Goes by hand. Back to Baker it is this time. Nearly a turnover by hand. Well done here through Nelson. Up the sideline here in front of the commentary box. Well done on the take here by the newer inclusion a couple of weeks ago. Bowen Pearce, the former South Launceston Bulldog, and he takes it out. So they got enough play here, Lauderdale, but just a couple of turnovers, a little bit of connection with their forwards, and Launceston have been able to repel. And they lead by 18 points late into the first quarter. Boundary throw in. Auckland, Smith. Here's Bristow, first time we've seen him. Harper, Denellen, hard at it as always. Tapped on there through the Lauderdale recruiting, Kalkowski. Well done, good tackle. Umpire says, give it to me. That was Nat Franklin.
Interesting, Siggins and Bristow on each other. They both had fairly quiet first quarters.
Yeah, so Siggins is there. Bristow, I think, started on the bench and come on. Harper left alone at the stoppage. Nearly should have got it. Blackberry. Brendan Taylor taking the tackle. Gone. The twins there. That was the two twins. Dual action. Play on Siggins. No, he's going to bring it back. It was Burge who laid the tackle right next to his twin mate there in Walsh. Don't make it easy, Foz, do they? 23 and 25. And this time it's Burge. What's he got coming up the forward flank? Jamison House there, the big defender. Then goes the siren just as they go inside. It was no good anyway because the Launceston defender and Boyd took the mark. So quarter time here at Windsor Park. Quarter went 21 minutes and it's 4-1-25 Launceston. Lead Lauderdale 1-1-7. Goal kickers for Launceston, Riley with 2, Dakin with 1, Harper with 1. And the single for Lauderdale was a good goal to Nat Franklin. So all Launceston, Foz. They had the little slight breeze. Clearances 9-2 thanks to Dave Gruber. Inside 50, 12-6 max. Just got enough of the footy forward, didn't they, the Blues?
Yeah, they did, and the way they moved it in, like we mentioned it a couple of times in the call, just quickly to the one-on-one contest, which was, who was it, Dylan Riley, when he was left alone in the goal square with his opponent, and then he'd move up and Thorpe was there for the next hit up. So they've got plenty of options forward at the moment, which is making the game look a lot easier for Launceston, and playing it on their terms, because they know that these guys, and you've got Alec Wright as well, who can take a mark and play as a hit up forward as well, and then you've got the crummers down there of the Jake Hines of the world, and even you call Dylan Riley a crummer nearly as well, but
speedy on the deck, isn't he?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. So their forward line's certainly really potent, and a couple of years ago when Jamison House was, before he went over to South Australia last year, he was pretty much consistently a forward as well, and now we see him playing across the half back line today. So plenty of options for Launceston. With Lauderdale, they wouldn't be too disappointed with the scoreboard, I think, at present. We're talking about the breeze that's blowing that way. Foz has mentioned it's going to the city end. Well, I can tell you it's going to the commentary end as well, because it ain't real warm here on the wing in this open commentary box that we've got here, Foz. But thanks for jutting this game in when there's a couple of boxes at your park available today, but that's okay.
I'd rather be here, I think. This is a great game. Now, look, we'll take a break here from Windsor Park. Thanks to our sponsors, locally owned Telstra stores, Brisbane Street Mall, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. At quarter time here, it's 4-1-25 Launceston, Lauderdale 1-1-7. Back in a moment.
Want Launceston's best coffee delivered to your office or store in the city? Then jump onto urban-espresso.com.au every morning until 12 noon and place your order. Delivery is free. Urban Espresso, formerly hosted coffee house at 99A St John Street, has a reputation for great coffee and service. Check out our 5-star reviews. We also serve chai, hot chocolate and T2 teas from locally owned Cocoon Living Tea and locally made treats. See you at Urban Espresso, 99A St John Street, or check out our Facebook page. Urban Espresso.
Quarter time in another state league game to Milwaukee 2-5-17, Kimbra 1-1-7.
Welcome back here to Windsor Park, and at quarter time you can see the score there, 4-1-25 Launceston, Lauderdale 1-1-7. Mackie, you got a score there from the Twin Ovals.
Yeah, a little late fight back from the Tigers. They're 3-2-20, trailing the Norkie 4-6-30 at half time. Jay Bowden's got a couple and a little fight back. They kicked the last couple, the Tigers, so low scoring, 3-2 to 4-6, Glenorchy in front.
We'll try and get a score here in a minute from North Launceston versus Clarence. I'll get back onto that while I talk about some of the team stats here to quarter time. You got something, Mackie? Yep.
Yeah, North Launceston Clarence. No
we
score
haven't got
up
the
yet.
score yet.
It's not up yet.
That's all right.
I
You
thought
probably see
it was scrolling.
our stream viewers will probably see that we haven't got a score there yet, but we'll try and get something there in a moment. But the team stats, thanks to Dave Gruber, our stats man to my right here, at quarter time, Lauderdale winning the hit-outs, 10-7. Hayden Smith has been very impressive against Auckland, who's been magnificent this season so far. Clearances, Launceston 9 to Lauderdale 2, so perhaps Lauderdale haven't taken advantage of the hit-outs that Hayden Smith has provided. Inside 50s, 12 Launceston to 6 for Lauderdale. As we mentioned, Launceston did have the breeze in that quarter. Marks inside 52 to Launceston, 1 to Lauderdale. Free kicks, only 7 in the first quarter, 4 to Lauderdale, 3 to Launceston. Macca, you got some individual stats there?
Yeah, look, I think it's part of the game, Max. They haven't chipped the ball around much, so the stats are low. They get it and snap it forward. Blackberry's had 5 from the midfield. Jake Smith 5 off half-back. Polferman 5 with 3 clearances. Really good in there. Set up a couple of goals. Alec Wright 4, Dylan Riley 4. So not high possessions. Like normally have Fletcher Seymour in there who racks them up. Harper's been pretty quiet even though he's kicked a goal. So they've done a pretty good job on him. Only 2 possessions but a goal. And they always keep a couple of stats for Lauderdale. Oakes with 5 and McGuinness with 5.
Yes, Macca, yeah, and I think the stats reflect that it's not an open contested game at the moment. There's not those half a dozen little darts of handballs in close, bang, 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 which contributes to the guys picking up the stats, obviously. But at the moment, Launceston have certainly from the game against North that we witnessed here 2 or 3 weeks ago, they've just lengthened the field in everything that they're doing with their handballs. They're not the short 3 metre ones, they're the 5 or 6 metre ones. We've seen a couple of good ones from Powerferman and Blackberry, and likewise with their kicks, they're kicking 30 to 40 metres rather than those short 45s inside to get the run. They're taking it on really well at the moment.
Now, look, I was impressed with some of those. They play well every time, but you talk about McManus, Bell Chambers, these sort of guys. I thought they were pretty good in the first quarter, and I like the look of Luke Nelson too. As you said, he's a slight footballer, but he certainly racked up a few positions there in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, look, they had enough of the football, didn't they, Lauderdale, and they just got away there towards the end with a couple of goals towards the city and Launceston. Just so many options of Launceston. And, even Musica, and we saw Dakin early in the midfield. We've seen Blackberry, we mentioned him. Harper there in a good battle with Walsh. Brendan Taylor, good out here on the wing, and also Casey Brown on the other wing. So Casey Brown's one of those we saw off back pocket half back last year. Now he's moved to a wing. Geez, he's hard at it and goes straight through. But Tutai Avaya, I want to see him clunk one, Foz.
Yep.
Got him after
Sure
this
will.
quarter. Big Tutai at full forward. So you're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. And it's going to ball up here. The umpire elects to throw it up. Start of the second quarter. Harper taking the tackle by Walsh. Can't get it out. Here's Walsh again. Beset upon, as is big Hayden Smith. Dakin hangs on for all his life and can't get it out. Can Hayden Smith? Denellen hard at it. He's going to be taken in the tackle. Young Dakin was just hanging on to big Haydo there and taken along for the ride. But he stuck it to him, and it's going to be a secondary ball up in the middle of the ground. So Smith and Auckland, they do battle. Auckland wins this one clearly, but Smith gets first hands on the footy. Blackberry tackled, couldn't get rid of it. And Bryce Walsh is in there. Here's Casey Brown. Nice torpedo punt forward. Coming out Riley up against Baker. Big job for Baker. Hines, classy. Handball. Riley from Thorpe. Riley back to Hines on the snap. Oh, that was set up for a beauty. But he's kicked it out of bounds on the full right forward pocket. And it's going to be a free kick to Lauderdale.
Wrong side there for Jake Hines.
Yeah, on the right side. He was there. He's looking fit as Jake Hines.
Raglioni, short kick in. Finds McGuinness. Right adjacent to the defensive goal square. Sums up his options. Goes far side with a long kick with the advantage of that breeze. Hayden Smith knocks it out of the contest and out of bounds in front of the Launceston club rooms. On the far side, so it's 25 plays 7. Earlier today, the under-18s, a big win, 92 points to Launceston, and the Development League, it was a win by 105 points. So 2 big wins today for Launceston, but Lauderdale right in this contest at the moment. They have the breeze. They'd like to get on at par at least by half-time. As from the back of the contest, Blackberry, quick kick inside 50. Francis drops the chest mark, tough. Pushing the back there, a Lauderdale player, that's Walsh. And that was Denellen getting the back there of Walsh. 2 hard nuts there. Oh, risky kick. Looking there for Bell Chambers. Riley, does he pay the mark? Bell Chambers does well in the end. Back to McGuinness. Long handball now laterally to Francis, who's had a good game so far. Called him a fair bit. And Francis clears the ball on the far side for Lauderdale.
Lauderdale, they nearly brought themselves undone again. Quick kick forward. McManus is off to the races. He's got a lead on. Coming the other way there is Bowen Pearce. He gets to the ball first. Handball out in front of Dakin. And it's going to be by hand through House. He's taken in a really good tackle by Luke Nelson. And it's going to be holding the footy. So Nelson is small, but he took on Jamison House and got the ball off the free kick. So Luke Nelson, one of the Victorian recruits, looks up to Siggins. Turns his opponent inside out, but he's well tackled there by him. Good work by Kalkowski. Forward pocket. They're doing it harder, Lauderdale. And the ball's not going far. Here's Burge, tucks it in. It's as far away from us as we can get it. They're looking for a deliberate. And the umpire says, no, you can throw it in, umpire. And it's tucked away in the far pocket here at Windsor Park. Second quarter action. Live on City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. 4-1-25, Launceston, Lauderdale 1-1-7. Thrown in over the top. Lauderdale inside 50. Here's Big Haydos. He's going to have a look. It's not pretty. And it ended up a point. Jake Smith taps it through for a repelling a defensive effort there from Jake Smith. And it's a behind. So Lauderdale 1-2-8 now. Rail Launceston 4-1-25.
Jake Smith, long out of defence here, looking for right. Front position was Hines. Dropped a mark he should have taken. Lateral handball now towards Hodge. Nice work there for Lauderdale by Poland, who's up in the forward area at the moment. It spills out of bounds. Don't forget, half-time, we've got the North Hobart coach, Richard Bear Robinson, joining us to talk about the great season for the Demons in 2020. Looking forward to chatting to the Big Bear. Boundary throw in. We'll get a score in a minute from Twin Ovals. Half-time there.
Yeah, still half-time.
As Hines fights the ball there with Franklin. Blackberry does well. Oakes was fighting hard there for Lauderdale. Out towards Francis. Head down. Bell Chambers lays a tackle there on Dakin. Not pretty footy at the start of the second quarter. And a pretty frenetic first quarter. A lot of end-to-end stuff. But just a bit tight at the moment, Max.
Yeah, it is, Foz. And Launceston are just negating the run-on play that Lauderdale are looking for at the moment.
Blackberry forward to right, nearly takes a great mark. Riley there, right a second effort. Added towards Tyson Miller, he's got Blackberry on his wrong side on the right. He hooks it back in towards the goal square and takes the mark as Riley. Thought about playing on, but it's a pretty easy set shot for a player of the class of Dylan Riley. He's about 12 metres out, slight angle. And Dylan Riley's going to be looking at his third goal.
He's always in the right spots for those quick snaps. He's so quick over that 5 to 10 metres. He just gets there, doesn't he? Every time. Takes a lot of those type of marks.
He slides across the ground. He doesn't...
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Dylan Riley, slow deliberate approach for goal number 3. Umpire works a bit, but it's no problem. It's another goal at Dylan Riley. That's the 5th to Launceston, and a handy one into the breeze in this second quarter. 5-1-31. Lauderdale 1-2-8 here on City Park Radio.
Just
keep an eye on Musica as well. He's got the right thigh heavily strapped, and he seems to be limping quite significantly. So I don't know whether it's a corky or a hammy, but he's staying out there, so he's probably just trying to run that corky out.
Like Lauderdale had all the play over there. They had the ball trapped in their forward line. It's just getting out too easily, isn't it, Max?
Yeah, they and their transition was really impressive on the way out. They're playing a reverse type of game as to when they did in the first quarter. So long with the breeze, run the ball up against it.
Centre ball up. It's going to be a little bit of a scrap here now. Lauderdale have got to get back into the game through Nathan Oakes. They kick it inside 50. That's better. Good mark out in front from the big unit there in Tyler Martin. Good size, Max, isn't he, Tyler Martin?
He is, and he protected the ball well then for the mark, just turned his body at the last minute, so it made it hard for the defender to get a hand on it.
So Tyler Martin is going to have a deliberate set shot for goal directly in front. He'll kick from about 50 metres towards the city end. Slight breeze at his back, left footer, lays back on it, leans back, and goes wide like one of Maxie's tee shots, and it's out of bounds on the full left forward pocket for Lauderdale. Jake Smith to take the free kick. Well, that didn't instill much confidence in me, Max, that kick at all from Tyler Martin.
Got to do better than that.
Jake Smith looks for Harper. He flies as the big unit. Down the front, Walsh connects. Here's Raglioni. There's a shot from the pocket. It's going to go straight across and just snuck in for a point. Does Nick Raglioni. So they're peppering.
Had a good final series last year, Nick Raglioni.
Exciting. Jake Smith again goes the other side this time. Taylor up against McManus. 2-on-1. Jamison House takes the mark. So Jamison House, defensive 50. Umpire says play on. McManus comes at him, but House kicks it down the wing. Right, another snap. He's had a few of them today. Harper below his knees. Handball to Polframan. Here he goes through the pack. It's caught. The umpires are hard on that now. It's a good tackle by Bell Chambers. So Polframan didn't have much time to get rid of it. Here he goes, finds Franklin. That's from Bell Chambers. Inside 50, here's Big Haydos. Excellent defensive punch. One of the best punches you'll see. Jacob Boyd, the youngster. Hayden Smith had all of that. But it stayed in. This time it's through Kalkowski. And Kalkowski has kicked a goal from the left forward pocket. Well, folks, I thought that was going out of bounds. I think everyone else did. And he's just picked it up and picked the pocket. And Kalkowski kicks the goal.
Yeah, a little bit of backspin. That was a really classy finish there from Adrian Kalkowski.
Well,
good season form in the first couple of games, and that was pretty classy.
I was all about the punch, and it looked like it was going out of bounds. And Kalkowski picked it up and has put it straight through, which Lauderdale have struggled to do today. But Hayden Smith was all alone, and Boyd come from nowhere. But well done to Kalkowski.
It was certainly a great punch. It travelled all of a good 30 metres and just got to that white line and stopped before it. And Kalkowski, I think everyone thought it was going to go out.
My word.
Dakin included, who was playing on Kalkowski at the time, and everybody stopped. He picked it up and bang, goal.
Once again, instrumental there were Bell Chambers and Franklin. 2 prime moves for Lauderdale. They're back in this contest. Little handball comes out to Bristow through traffic to Blackberry. Gets through. Blackberry now drives it inside 50. Thorpe up against Poland. Good battle, that one. Thorpe with the recovery around the corner of the left. It's off to the left, and it will be one behind for Mitch Thorpe.
So Lauderdale are backing themselves to get the ball down there at the moment into their forward line. I notice Smith's gone forward and Siggins into the ruck.
Quarter time at UTAS. Good battle. North Launceston 3-3-21. League Clarence 2-1-13.
Good battle indeed as Kalkowski takes the ball. He's tackled immediately. Ball up. Great experience for young Will Poland, isn't it, to line up an experienced player like Thorpe, Maxi?
It is, and Poland's an interesting one. Like we said earlier in the call, wasn't going to play footy this year. A couple of his mates at Lauderdale said, come and have a kick with us, and he's walked in. So a pretty handy pickup for them. Polframan
inside 50. Here they are again. Thorpe front position this time. Plays for the free kick and gets it over the shoulder. He's using a bit of experience there.
Laid the head back a bit too, I think, just to make it a bit more noticeable for the umpire.
So Thorpe directly in front. He is kicking the breeze, but should have no problem with the distance. Kicking from about 30. So it's 5-2, plays 2-3. This will be their second goal into the breeze if Mitch Thorpe, the coach of Lonnie Footy Club, can convert. Thorpe keeps it low and goes to the left again. So he's missed a couple of opportunities in the last couple of minutes. Has Mitch Thorpe. So 5-3-33 Launceston. Lauderdale 2-3-15. So 3-goal margin. Josh McGuinness twirls the ball in his hands. Then goes a long, beautiful raking drop punt kick to the far side of Windsor Park. Burge is there. He gets there first. Gets a handball away to Nelson. Nelson gets it up though to Pearce. It might have been touched off the boot. Pearce has to play on.
Oh, he's gone in.
He might be gone here. Yep.
Yeah, that's that new interpretation. The Alistair Clarkson rule, Max.
And the tackle was laid there by number 19 in Jack Dance. So Dance inside 50, looking for the tall timber. Ados Smith. At the fall is Boyd. Gets it to Smith. He's happy to see it over the boundary line.
Speaking of Clarkson, our old mate Groobs here. Well, 5 minutes into last night's game against the Blues, the Hawks, Groobs was a sad sack. And then by half-time, he was up and about. And by full-time, it was party time for Groobs and the Hawks.
Finals are back on for him as Siggins tries to take it. Auckland is in there. So coming out now through Oakes, who's been busy. 5 possessions first quarter. Funny old kick. Tapped away by Tyrrell. Brown by hand. Gets it away there to his teammate in Pearce. It's out on the far side. In fact, this is Bowen Pearce now. He's got the ball. No,
Alec
it's Wright,
Wright,
sorry.
yep.
Alec Wright gets it to Jake Hines. Hines on the left, around the corner. Tries to get it back here to Hodge. Laying the tackle there is the debutant Bodie Kingston. Much to the eye there of our Lauderdale supporters and Maxie Walker. Free kick to Hodge. Short kick now towards Thorpe.
Mitchell Thorpe, outside 50. In front of McManus takes the mark. Right in front of us here in the commentary box, Jay Blackberry's on. In fact, he goes to Harper. So Harper, slow play now, tempo footy. from Launceston. They just feel that maybe Lauderdale are getting back into it, so they slow the ball down. Good play for Launceston. Take their time. Riley goes now. He'll look to sit Riley at the back of the pack. It's going to be held on. It's going to be a free kick. Lauderdale. The Bell Chambers. No, it's going to go to Baker or Reglioni. Foz?
Baker.
Baker. Baker.
I've seen worse times for advantage to be played than something like that. It's a free kick. The guy marks it. You know, you only have to bring it back if it's a mark, not a free kick.
Baker squares it up sideways. Reglioni tucked away now. See Lauderdale, they're tucked away. Goes down, Riley tries to cut it off. Bell Chambers by hands. Baker now. They connect. They put themselves under pressure again. Lauderdale, they come out of the pack here through Bodie Kingston. On debut, Poland, left foot, down the line. Can't get any further than Bowen Pearce. Over the top here, well done. Lauderdale through Richmond. He takes them on. Loopy hand pass, Franklin. Out wide, here's McManus. In fact, that was a Kalkovsky. Nelson, was it? Nelson. McManus. It's an inside-out barrel to the back forward pocket. And it's gone out of bounds, left forward pocket, Lauderdale end. They're all a little bit alike, aren't they? Kalkovsky and Nelson, and they all move well, and they can all get the footy. There's no doubt about that.
I like the effort of Harry Richmond here. He didn't panic.
Took them on, didn't he?
He took them on, yep.
Oh, geez, they panicked down here, and they nearly turned the ball over again, Lauderdale. But they've got it inside their 50. So City end of the ground, Lauderdale. They're going to try and get another goal on the board here. Score 5-3-33. Launceston, Lauderdale 2-3. 15. They need one, Lauderdale. The Southern Bombers, top of the goal square, and it's going to be balled up again here from the umpire. Max, what are you spotting?
Nothing at the moment. Just music has gone off for a spell, and inside 50s, I reckon they'd be fairly even at the moment in this quarter groups.
We'll get them from Dave Gruber in a moment. Off the ground, Nelson pushing the back or holding. Umpire's going to give it a Launceston either way, and it's going to be a free kick right down the other end of the ground. This time it's going to go to Boyd.
Lauderdale 6, Launceston 5 for the inside 50s. Boyd goes wide. Hodges there, front position, almost taking the mark. There was McManus. Siggins can't keep it in, out of bounds. Mackie, got any action in the Twin Ovals yet in the second half?
Just about to start, David.
Okay, repeat that half-time score again.
It is 30 to Glenorchy, 20 to the Tigers.
Got some AFL underway very soon. The Kangas versus the Crows.
Yeah, the Crows have got 1 point.
Bounty throw in, right on the attacking 50. Auckland gets the tap. But trying to shark it there is Nathan Oakes. He can't break free. So it'll be another ball up.
Hasn't had a lot of it yet. Oakes, one of the VFL recruits from the Richmond VFL side.
Bristow's there for Launceston, and Harper, who's been a bit quieter than last week, shovels out here towards Hodge, who tries to get round Bryce Walsh. Not going to do that in a hurry. Walsh lays the tackle. Now it's back to McManus. Kicks high. It's going to drift inside 50. Big contest, thumped away by Burge. Chance here for Nelson. Oh, big tackle late on Nelson. High was the call. Chain of handball was Dakin. Out here towards Hines. He can't get a handle on it. Still at half forward for Lauderdale. And eventually it's cleared, this time by Tyrrell with the left foot high, and finds Denellen, left half back.
Denellen, half back. It was a late inclusion last week for Seymour, who hasn't come up again today. Nice kick to Nellen, but it goes out of bounds off the chest of the Launceston forward there in Taylor. And in fact, it's Alec Wright getting up now. Alec Wright off the chest. Kind of a little bit ginger there, Alec Wright. Plays an important role for Launceston structurally, does Alec Wright, Max?
Yeah, he does. And whilst he's been playing forward all of this year, they can nearly play him anywhere, like apart from probably on ball, where we haven't seen him play there, but forward and back.
Siggins. Haven't seen much of Siggins so far. Up and under. Kick to the top of the 50. Bowen Pearce taken in a tackle. Geez, they're tackling hard, Lauderdale. They're going to want some reward here in a moment. Otherwise, the natives are going to get restless. And it's inside 50 Lauderdale, and it's going to be another ball up.
Ice on the thigh region of Michael Musica, so he's out for the day.
That's why Max is the best in the business. He spotted that 15 minutes ago to Max Walker. Brings all the best action here, does Maxie, on City Park Radio. And it's going to be a ball up. The umpire circles. Yeah, Lauderdale are cracking in, Max. And they'd like to see some reward, I think.
They just don't have the time when they get the ball. Like Launceston are just folding up in those tackles every time.
Ball up. Another good tackle. Umpire says give it to me for the third time. So just repeating, North Launceston 3-3-21. Lee Clarence 2-1-13 at quarter time. Over the river there at York Park. Here's Walsh, bounces off the tackle from Miller Hodge, gives it by hand, Siggins, quick kick over the top, 2-on-1. Bowen Pearce, big two-tie, does a little big shoulder block, and it goes out of bounds. Or two-tie, he's just lurking, isn't he, two-tie? The big unit, he's looking to come out of that square. It's like he probably should be up in Penrith there playing in the NRL. Peter V'landers would love him, I reckon. Wuzzle.
Absolutely. Boundary throw in that pocket is a long way away from us here. Oh, two-tie away, gets it down towards Smith. Now to Tyler Martin, who snaps on goal quickly. Just sneaks in for a behind. So Lauderdale go to 2-4-16. Launceston 5-3-33.
North Melbourne a kick 2 2 goals straight, 12. The Crows 1 behind.
5 minutes left in this quarter, I reckon, for Lauderdale to try and bridge that gap. It's more than they'd like at the moment. Kick forward from Launceston, drifts out of bounds on the full. Good mark taken there on the far side by the spectator.
Timmy Cocker in the box, isn't
Timmy
it?
Cocker, was it? And it was
in
too.
the box, Timmy Cocker. Put a Guernsey on, son.
Rising high there was Martin, who's been lively in this quarter. Can't take the mark. Hayden Smith's in there, trying to break through his house. Nelson can't get a kick away. Tackle there was Walsh. Now Hayden Smith, geez, he's worked hard in this first quarter. He's been in everything, the big fella.
I don't think it is Timmy Cocker, but he'd enjoy the call.
Yeah, we'll say it is.
No, he's over on the other box, Tim. He's gone up in the world here at Launceston, Timmy Cocker.
Smith beautifully down to Franklin for goal.
Oh, free kick.
Free kick back on play. So it's going to go out bounds of the full. So
okay, good result.
Hayden Smith now with the breeze behind him.
He'd back himself from here. It was a pretty good kick, Hayden.
Yep, the big fella here. So they really need a goal here in this last few minutes of the second quarter, just to get themselves back into this game. Ball taking a while to get back. Thanks to our sponsors, locally owned Telstra stores, Brisbane Street Mall, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. Hayden Smith, so the man on the mark.
He's trying to get round him
just
here.
inside 50. They're trying to feed off him here. Launceston players have covered those options though. So we'll now settle for the set shot. A long way back. Our stream viewers can see he's well outside the 50 as he trots in. Delivers now from about 55. It's going to fall short. It's going to fade away to behind. 2-5-17. Plays 5-3-33.
Inside 50s for Dave Gruber, 10-5. So we saw Launceston dominate inside 50s with the City Breeze and kicked a couple of goals there in the first quarter, 4 in fact. And Lauderdale can't take advantage. Outside 50, there's that Breeze. Jake Smith only goes as far as Walsh. He shimmies left. He goes short and finds that Sutton. So Reece Sutton, he's going to have a shot now from right on 50, left forward side of the ground. Sutton comes in. I don't think he likes it, but he's going to put it to the top of the square. Try and get it on that Windsor Park Breeze. This time it misses near side. It groans from the Lauderdale supporters. So what's that? 2-6-18. Launceston 5-3-33.
Jake Smith now clears it from full back. It's good distance in the kick into the Breeze. Harper's there, Hodges there. Harper's bustled off it. Still a chance for Lauderdale, but taking it away there is Bristow. Kicks it out of the contest, falls out of bounds. In fact, out of bounds on the full. So free kick, far side. That's Siggins over there, the number 3. So kicks inside 50, into the pocket. Havea might have pushed his opponent out. No, says the umpire. Havea on the follow-up. It's a funny old kick. It's in the goal square. It's going to be rushed through for another behind. They're getting there in singles at the moment. 2-7-19 to 5-3-33. So might not be far off 2 goals at half-time, which is not the end of the world for the Lauderdale Bombers.
Goal apiece down at the Twin Ovals. Glenorchy 36 lead the Tigers 27. Tyrrell finds Harper. Harper played on when he probably didn't need to this late in the quarter. They're going to give it Lauderdale another chance. Raglione snaps it over, goes back to Harper, and he'd be pretty happy for it to go out of bounds. And there's the siren as Walsh gets it from 50, and of course he tries to kick a goal, but it's not going to count. And it's half-time here at Windsor Park. Launceston 5-3-33. Lauderdale 2-7-19. They've had their chances. Goal kickers for Launceston. It is Dylan Riley with 3. He leads all comers. Joby Harper with a single, as well as Dakin with the first. And Lauderdale, 2 goal kickers through Franklin and Kalkowski in that quarter, Foz.
So a bit of an arm wrestle there, Maxi. We look at the margin, 14 points. It's still manageable, but Lauderdale would have been like to have been a bit closer there at half time.
Yeah, I think they'd be fairly disappointed with that quarter, Dave, and the opportunity to the amount of inside 50s that they had the ball. When you look
13
at
to 5, Max. 13 to 5. Yeah,
13 to 5. Well, 13 to 5 entries, and you kick 1 goal 6, so score 7 scoring shots out of those 13. So there's 50% efficiency there, basically. However, you know, of those 7 points, there should have really been another 2 or 3 goals, and 2 or 3 goals, you know, could make a hell of a lot of difference at the end of this game. But certainly, it's a good game at the moment, really. Overall, like with the margin being 14 points at half time, and still anybody's game, and still got half of the game to go in these shortened COVID quarters. So. A lot of upside for both teams already to date, so looking forward to the second half.
Certainly are, and we'll have a look at the stats and also the individual stats for the Launceston players towards the end of half time. But we've got a special guest coming up in just a moment. We'll have Richard Bear Robinson, the coach of North Hobart, who's going to chat to us about North Hobart's year and a few other things as well. But for now, it's time to take a short break here on City Park Radio. You're listening to our commentary team, Dave Moore, Michael Walker, Dave Gruber and Matthew McGee. We're back in just a moment. Okay.
Radio.
Welcome back here to Windsor Park. It's round 4 action. It's Launceston 5-3-33, leading Lauderdale 2-7-19. Goal kickers to half time for the Blues. 3 to Dylan Riley, 1 each to Joby Harper and Jared Dakin. And for the Southern Bombers, Lauderdale, Nat Franklin 1 and Adrian Kalkowski 1. So it's a great pleasure to have as a special guest here at half time on City Park Radio, the coach of the North Hobart Football Club, and that's Richard Bear Robinson. G'day Bear, how you going?
G'day guys, going well.
And I suppose you're keeping an ear on this score. I know you're at a function today, so you probably can't follow it too closely, but you're keeping a close eye on what's happening here at Windsor Park?
Yeah, you got the stepdaughter's 12th birthday party, so most of the males have congregated in the lounge room, so we have been watching. We've had it on mute though, so
gee, you missed some great commentary.
I'll make sure I turn it up in the second half.
Thanks, Bear. And the season so far, what do you put the improvement down to this season for North Hobart's performance?
I think it's a combination of things, like we're very lucky to have guys on good programs in place, because obviously with the COVID period it was sort of tough to keep motivation high, but the strength and conditioning guys were able to put a program in place for boys every couple of weeks. You know, their brain got stimulated a bit in terms of what they were doing before we actually went back to full training. So I think that's got a lot to do with it, because I think you see the boys who actually run the game out really well each week. So that's probably one. Secondly, hitting some mature recruits like Cunliffe, Michael Fisher, Jeff Fisher, Nathan Hardy. They've all done a good role, and obviously the Devils coming back has helped as well. So there's a combination of a few things.
What do the Devils boys give you, Bear? Is it enthusiasm, skill, pace, all of the above?
probably all of the above.
Yep.
I mean, we've been pretty low, I suppose. Lucky's the right word. We've had so many in the squad for a few years now, but we've invested in them pretty heavily as well, like making sure they still feel part of our club. So, you know, we've got to the stage where they work up that playing club footy, that play really good footy, but I mean, they've bought into our program and, you know, they love playing for North Hobart. So, you know, I think you're getting really good contributions from those boys every week, which is obviously, you know, the way we're going, it's all going really well.
And we sometimes overlook your evergreens. I'm talking about the Hugh Williams, senior and junior, and Bailey Walker, and some of these guys have been around the club a fair while now. They're also contributing, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be honest, I probably had to give Huey a bit of a fork up the backside, so to speak, in May, because he just hadn't done enough, I didn't think, in the COVID period. So I gave him a slight nudge, you know. So we actually did a time trial first night back, so I gave him about a month's notice, and that, I think Huey got his backside into gear then, and his form this year has been sensational. Bailey's still a very young man. He's only 20, but you know he gets the big jobs every week on the key forwards. He's been really good. We've only had Hugh Junior for one game so far, but he'll be right for Lonnie next week. But you know, we're getting a good even contribution in the 22 each week playing. I think that's obviously contributed, you know, to us winning 2 games so far.
You must be excited about next week, because the scenario, if Launceston win today, and that's not a given, but if they do win, you'll have an undefeated Launceston up against TSLs, which are 2-1, and almost match of the day status. What a highlight that'll be.
Yeah, I mean, we trained this morning, and I've said to the boys, that's our sole focus. Just don't look any further ahead than Lonnie next week. So make sure from today's session right through to next week, we're training well, we're eating well, sleeping well, and just getting everything in order for next week. Obviously, Lonnie are the form team of the competition, so you know, they've got winners in every line. So, but I've told the boys to embrace it, just enjoy it. Like we have, as you say, we haven't had many big game matches in the last 3 years. So, same as last week, we just went out there and brought a heap of energy, and you know, took the game on, and that's what we'll be doing again next week.
My fellow commentators are Matthew McGee and Michael Walker, so I'll throw it over to them for some questions.
Yeah, Bear, thanks for joining us. Matty McGee here.
No worries.
One of the things, like I grew up in an era when North Hobart were a power club out of the home of footy there in North Hobart. In this reintroduction of the State League, you've been through presidents and off-field, you know, things were disrupted with the Hobart City Demons concept and stuff. It just seems now that North Hobart are a lot more off-field structured and starting to get that real presence of home of footy back.
Yeah, it totally is. I mean, it's been horrific. I probably could describe what we've been up through in the last sort of 6 or 7 years. You know, you're the most successful club in Tasmania, and your name gets taken away, and then people fight so hard to get it back, which it rightfully should have been, and then we, you know, lost 7/8 of our squad to other clubs, or they departed interstate. So, you know, as you guys would know, like if you get things right off field, hopefully the on-field stuff can take care of itself. So we're just lucky. We're in the club's in a really good place now. You know, I've got a really supportive board. They've been supportive the whole time since I've been a senior coach. Got a coaching group. It's probably the largest coaching group we've had, but they're all really invested. You know, we've got guys that have come in from successful clubs from the coaching point of view, like Clinton French, who played many games with Milwaukee. He's there a couple of nights a week, helping out the small forwards. Ben Van Crannon's come over from Lindisfarne, who have been successful. We were lucky enough to get Toddy Struthers from the Devils program, who's been involved with those young guys for 4 or 5 years. Still got Aaron Vince, who's been with me the whole time, and Ollie Dimonito's taken on a role as the midfield coach as well. So we've just got a really good balance of people, you know, just playing their role. And you know, to be honest, I'm just really enjoying coaching as well. So, you know, and it helps winning, of course.
Absolutely. Matthew's got a racing question for you, Bear. We couldn't let you go today without talking about a bit of racing. So fire away, Matthew. Go for it.
Well, for those of our listeners that don't know, Bear Robinson is like one of the preeminent owners of Tassie Racehorses here in Tasmania. He runs the place down there at Elwick. Now, Bear, this might be like asking you which of your kids you like the best, but tell me, North Hobart victory at North Hobart, or the inevitable coming down the outside to win, let's say, the Everest later in the year?
You can't ask me that.
Well, okay. Let's talk about the inevitable then.
The inevitable, nah, he's a little champ. he's taken us to places that we never thought we'd get to. I mean, we've been in the Newmarket at Flemington, Guineas at Flemington. We actually went to the Golden Eagle last year.
That's right.
Worth a lately $7.5 million.
Of course, you won the Silver Eagle leading up, didn't you? Yes.
Yeah, we won the Silver Eagle, yeah, but on the day of the big race, the truck broke down, so you can imagine 20 of us, Cowie blokes in the upstairs having a few Coronas, and then we get a phone call saying that the truck's broke down, you might be scratched, so he's a little star, the little fella, so I've actually got another one that goes all right too, though, called Mandela Effect, so he might be one for you guys to watch out for in the next 5 to 6 weeks.
Fozzie loves his Tassie race. Tell us about the Mandela Effect. It's going to be racing on the mainland in the future?
Yeah, so he'll go to the spring. He actually won on Stakes Day last year, which is at Flemington, which, that's where you want to win races. So he should be in Melbourne sort of late August, early September. So hopefully the trainer schedules that when we've got the bye, so I can be able to watch.
And what about the Inevitable going forward? I see it's nominated, or early nominations in the market there for even something like the Cox Plate or the Everest. So what are we going towards there with the Inevitable?
I wouldn't be backing him in the Everest. Geez, imagine winning the Cox Plate. I wouldn't be diving in too early for the Cox Plate either. So just wait and see. He should be racing sort of early September as well. So follow him then.
No worries, and of course gamble responsibly to all of our listeners and viewers.
Absolutely.
Bear, back to the footy again. Like, what's the advantage you think of the young Devils players with Collins, Walker, and Menzies, etc., and an Ollie Davis at Clarence and a Jackson Callow at North Launceston? Is there a really big advantage for them to be playing at the moment? When obviously there's no footy in Victoria.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because the recruiters have to watch something. So, to be honest, I don't talk to the boys so much about next year. I just wanted to focus on enjoying their footy right now. I know that sounds cliche, but we want them to come in and embrace our program. And, you can see them grow each week. Like Sammy Collins, I played him on Tommy Bennett's round 1. I'll give him a job every week. So just make sure you're watching him next week and you see the job I'll give him for next week. So I'm trying to put him on the good boards to actually, progress his progression, so to speak, because obviously he reads the ball very well, but I think the next stage for Sam is locking down some of these better players. So he's done that, so he defends first, and we get his drive from behind. So, I just think it's great that they're all playing footy, because I think it actually makes the competition a lot stronger as well. With the interest of the live streams every week, I think that's great as well. Like, particularly, we've got a lot of supporters in Melbourne that are able to tune in each week, and my old man lives in Queensland, he's able to watch it, so I think it creates a lot of interest for everywhere. So I think it's great that the boys get an opportunity to play at a good standard each week, give them a chance to get drafted for next year.
And North Hobart, of course, are producing a lot of young players at the moment. Is there a secret behind that? Is there a good junior development program there?
I think the junior club's always been really, really strong. So that's something I obviously don't take any credit for that. But just the junior club, traditionally, we've always had bulk numbers. They've always come through. It's probably an area that we probably dropped the ball a little bit in the last couple of years, just trying to get the senior club in the right order. So this year with our pre-season, we invited all the under 16s from last year to come and train. So they did the bulk of the pre-season without the senior club. So we just sort of separated them for fundamentals and stuff, so they weren't getting bashed around by the older boys. But I think that's something going forward we'll continue to do. So, so it's not a huge step from when they play 18 into the Dev League or senior footy. So at the moment, I think our 18s haven't, I think the under 18s haven't lost yet. So, so the club's in a good place, but we still know a lot of work to do.
And that'd be fantastic next week, because I don't think Launceston under 18s have lost yet either. So that's going to be another good clash there at North Hobart next week. Bear, look, thanks for joining us. We're coming down to cover your game next week. We're really looking forward to it. And well done on what you've done with North Hobart Footy Club. It's on the up, and it's very exciting for everybody involved with football to see the great North Hobart Footy Club up and firing again. So thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio.
Anytime. I'll look forward to tuning in the next half with the volume up.
No worries. Thanks, Bear.
Thanks, Bear.
See you guys.
That's it. Thank you, Bear Robinson here on City Park Radio. It's half time. Just repeating the score: Launceston 5-3-33, Lauderdale 2-7-19. Other grounds: Tigers 9-5-59 to Glenorchy 7-6-48. And North Launceston 4-7-31, leading Clarence 2-2-14. So the Bombers there at UTAS taking a bit of an advantage there into that second quarter.
Done a good job, hasn't he, the Bear down there?
Fantastic.
He's a jovial lad. He enjoys off-field exploits as well with his horse racing and mates, and back in the halcyon days of playing the old state league and that himself, and was involved in some good coaching even with Devils programs and that as well. And now he's taken it on himself. And he's right about North Hobart though. Like, for a good state league, we need North Hobart. You need to be playing good footy at North Hobart. They've had their downs. They've lost a lot, but as you've said, their junior development program's great. And to see them, last week, the joy on their faces when they upset Lauderdale, and to do it like they did, it's really good for the competition for us.
We're back in just a moment. We'll take another short break here on the stream and also on City Park Radio. We'll have a look at the stats to half-time. Back in just a moment.
Trees, isn't it? Come by the way the washing's blowing from that clothesline. Oh, yeah. Bloody windy.
Stats to half-time here, and it's Launceston leading by 14 points. Hit-outs to half-time, very close. Lauderdale 17, Launceston 15. Highlight today has been the battle there between Smith and Auckland. Clearances, Launceston still on top, although it's fairly even in that second quarter. 16-9 over the game, 7 each in that second quarter. Inside 50s, Lauderdale 19-17 over the day, and Maxie discussed how they squandered some of those opportunities in that second quarter. Marks inside 53 apiece, free kicks 13 to Lauderdale, 7 to Launceston. Some individual stats there, Macca.
Yeah, look, Jay Blackberry, 13 touches, Max. He's played a lot more midfield today, which we saw him doing at, South Launceston and Western Storm. At Launceston, he's played a lot more forward with that injury, of course. Now, the umpire's going to play a free kick here. And we'll get back to the stats in a moment, because there was a little battle down in the forward line, and it's on in that area of the ground, Launceston's forward line. The umpire blew his whistle. I don't know if he's just telling him to settle down. Dunellen was in amongst it with Bryce Walsh before the bounce, before even the siren, to be honest. They just went to their positions, and they've come up a little bit hot-headed, have Dunellen and Walsh. It's going to be a free kick to Hines.
And the coaches still are making their way across the ground.
Coaches are still making their way across the ground. Darren Winter is, he doesn't really know what's going on. So he's still not off the ground. And the umpires are going to start the game from inside Launceston's forward line. And it's going to be a free kick to Jake Hines, sorry. So this is unprecedented, Max. There was a little scrap. The umpires picked out a free kick. Darren Winter and his crew are walking off the ground as slow as they can, because they don't want the game to start. Windy's had enough. And Hines is going to have a free kick.
Yeah, after all that, Macra, I actually missed the little confrontation, but be a great, good little bit for the highlights reel. And
well, they still haven't blown the siren, because the Lauderdale staff won't get off the ground.
Well, the clock started. It's down to 37 seconds. So
okay. They haven't called the time, to be honest. There it is there.
And 50 by the looks of it.
50 metres.
Thanks to Nathan Oakes, I suspect. The umpire pointed there at...
well, this is going to be a certain goal to Hines. So we'll have to not worry about the stats, Foz, because she's on before the siren. But Jay Blackberry, the leading stats. Little tussle down at the Twin Ovals.
And she's
as
on
well.
again.
Little tussle down at the Twin Ovals, Max, as well. As Glenorchy and the Tigers are in a real battle at three-quarter time. Glenorchy 8-6-54. Trail the Tigers, who've come back 9-5-59. So a little tussle, Max.
It was a little tussle, and interesting to see 16 of the Launceston guys went down and congratulated Hines there. The only two that didn't go down there was Dunellen, who was in the middle, still having a chat to Bryce Walsh.
Started it.
And Jake Smith, who was at the other end of the ground.
Well, I was about to say, Lauderdale cannot afford Launceston to kick the first goal of the quarter. And they've actually kicked the goal before the quarter started. Fozzie Moore.
You're listening to 96.5, 103.7, City Park Radio. We're back in the middle. We're sort of starting the second half now after that first goal. As Blackberry spins around, can't get free. Another ball up. So, Jay Blackberry, the winning possession get on the ground for Launceston in that first half.
So he's had 13, Foz. Jake Smith had 11, a lot of kick-outs, and Alec Wright 9.
Playing out of the middle, sorry, Macca's Oaks. Now
It's going to be
going to come back.
again. They've copped a couple of those play on advantage poor calls today, Max.
Yeah, I was watching the umpires there. The controlling umpire in the middle looked at this other umpire. The other umpire said yes. Then the other guy said no, yes, no, maybe. A bit like my cricket. Yes, no,
Maybe,
go,
sorry, out.
maybe out.
So it's inside 50 now through Bell Chambers. In there is Brown, who gets a hand to it well. He might get it on the follow-up. He does. Handball over the top towards Tyrrell. Well done by Burge, but it falls back to Tyrrell. He doesn't muck around. Kicks it with the breeze. Where's the bounce going to go? It sits up. Nice little tap on from Smith, is it? Oh, it goes here towards Thorpe. He's bustling in his Mitch Thorpe. In there is Will Francis for Lauderdale.
Oh, high.
And there's a high tackle there. Macca saw it. It's going to be a free kick to Lauderdale.
Now, no music here. He's come out of the ground, come out of the club rooms with his tracksuit on. So he's out. So if the Bears turn the volume up, you might have to worry about him next week.
It's now towards Miller. Miller gets it to right. Little chip kick here towards Riley. Riley approaches the ball. He gets round skillfully. Is he going to let it fly for goal? Gets handball way to right. Standing start. Which way will it bounce? It'll bounce through. No, it won't.
For a point.
Just to the right-hand side of the goalpost there. We're up and about there, but Alec Wright one behind. So Launceston now 6-4-40. Lauderdale 2-7-19. Macca.
Glenorchy are up by a point at three-quarter time. Joe Bailden's kicked 5.
Wow, the Prince is back in form. Here's Matthew McGee for City Park Radio Sport.
Burge taken in the tackle by hands. Hayden Smith been pretty good. Big Haydos connected through the ball here as the kick comes out. It's a good mark in front of Jake Smith as the player gets up. Good mark there, Lauderdale. Harry Richmond. So Harry Richmond. Slow play. It just gives Launceston time to set up behind the ball. He's going to go short to McManus. So McManus right on centre wing. A nice Mustaka going at the moment. Big Robbie McManus goes inboard.
Oaks.
Shimmies on the left. Kicks it in well. Up looking here for Kavkowski. He could have been held. Umpire says play on. Well done, Jay Blackberry by hands. Taylor hits the ball at pace. They get it going forward. Josh McGuinness is clean bowled. It's one of Maxie's favourites. Here's Riley. Handball to right. They've combined well today. Far wing. Taken in the tackle there, Lauderdale. Here's Hines. Kicked one this quarter. Controversially before the start of the quarter siren. And if you just joined us, Launceston got a goal before the three-quarter time, the half-time resumption of play. And they lead 6-4-40 Launceston. Lauderdale 2-7-19, 5 minutes gone. Hayden Smith against Auckland. Ball comes down. It's not going far at the moment. Lauderdale really need the next one. Otherwise it could be floodgates open towards that city end. Greg Leone, lots of push and shove in the pack.
You know what that margin might they be within 4 goals at three-quarter time?
Well, they had their chances in the second quarter. Plenty of shots on goal, but definitely any more than 4, and it could be an uphill battle. Walsh tries hard to Nellen. There's another one of those snap kicks forward. Up and over the top. Here's Thorpe. Tackle. Holding the footy. Umpire says, give it to me. Didn't have an opportunity. The umpire said, good tackle by Bell Chambers on Thorpe. So 30 metres out from Launceston's goal. Another one here. Make it really difficult for the Southern Bombers as they've headed up the highway today for this TSL clash. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. And here's the captain, Dave Moore.
It's from the ball up, the ball just lands on the ground without anyone touching it.
Free kick.
And it's going to be, I think that's Nelson back there. Kicks sideways. That either was Robbie McManus. Ball eludes him. He can't keep it in. And it's out of bounds about 70 metres around from Launceston's goal.
There's that bounce. It just mightn't be their day today.
Yep.
Because if Robbie McManus got that, it would have been a great race between him and Casey Brown.
Bounty throw in. Nice throw in by the umpire. It's a battle there between Auckland and Smith. They probably nullify each other. Dunellen working hard. And there's Kalkowski. Smith gets it to Dunellen. Dunellen kicks it out of bounds on the full, much to the displeasure of his coach Mitch Thorpe. So Will Poland. Good battle today with Thorpe. So Thorpe kicked 4 last week, much quieter today. Poland, funny old kick, might be all right. Kalkowski takes a mark, front position. Adrian Kalkowski, a beautiful goal earlier today. Kicks here and finds Tyler Martin, who presents. Right shoulder strap, Tyler Martin. Hands off now to Kalkowski in the follow-up. Gets it to Sutton. Sutton under pressure, handball not good. Jake Smith intercepts. Off the ground, Harper, not effective. Siggins look away, handball here towards Sutton. Sutton, his handball was intercepted there by Smith. Back to Brown. Brown towards Palfreyman. Can he keep it in? He can. The handball is intercepted beautifully there by Siggins. In fact, it's McGuinness. McGuinness towards half forward here towards Oakes, who takes a classy mark.
That's got to be 50.
No play on, says the umpire. Not paid.
No, it's not 50 because it wasn't paid.
You could see, we could hear, and our FX Mike, the Lauderdale supporters on the balcony here, not happy. I thought it was a mark for mine, but anyway.
Yeah, and I thought it was 50 because he wanted to go on his left. He's going to get another go here, Oakes, but he drops it. It's young Tyson Miller to Palfreyman. Swings a wide handball to Brawler Taylor. Taylor, chip kick, looks for Hines, but well set there in the back line is Bell Chambers, who takes the mark.
Has been good.
Right on the defensive 50, swings and goes. Siggins, a little bit more front. Looks like Dakin might have gone to Siggins, Foz.
Yep.
Sutton, up the line. Oakes, Jake Smith, well done. Good use of the body. Just put a little hip in and was just too good. And there's that improvement in Jake Smith. He's really a veteran of this Launceston team now. Goes down the line, beautiful kick and finds Hines. He's added something to Launceston this year too, Hines. What he hasn't added though is a good kick, and that ball that goes straight to McGuinness. He's normally a great kick, young Hinesy. Through Bryce Walsh. Looks up, Franklin, hands, Sutton. Inside 52 against 1, too tight. Haven't seen him today, big too tight. And it's a mark by Bowen Pearce, who finds Bristow.
Bristow kicks it round the corner here towards Palfreyman, who's got an acre of space there on the far side. Weighs up his options and goes short there towards Miller Hodge. Centre wing, western side of the ground. Over to Palfreyman. Great run on, great endurance there, Brody Palfreyman. Kicks towards half forward to Riley, takes it on the bounce. Here's where he's creative. Back to Palfreyman. 3 involvements in this passage of play. Goes short to Thorpe. Oh, gee, I tip my hat to you, Brody Palfreyman. Now Thorpe plays on the left for goal. Falls a bit short, and McGuinness takes the mark. But gee, Brody Palfreyman.
A bit of showtime there, Mitch Thorpe.
Give and go, Brody Palfreyman 3 times there on that wing. As McGuinness now steadies things down a bit. Kicks long. Breeze might have dropped here slightly. Gets good distance with that kick. Over the top of Tyrrell is Kalkowski. It's a handball off here now towards Sutton. Sutton gets tackled by Brown. There's Kalkowski again. He's been busy. Trying to shrug the tackle. It's Franklin. Kicked a lovely goal earlier to Smith. Under pressure there was Siggins. Somehow they still got it. Franklin's tackled. Not holding the ball, says the umpire. And good pressure there from the Blues.
Well done, Launceston. 5 or 6 tackles in a row, Max.
Yeah, really, really intense pressure there. And not quite sure whether it was the captain or you, Macca said earlier about Dakin going to Siggins, but he's actually gone to Oakes in this half and started on Kalkowski.
Bristow, inside 50. Thorpe goes again. Good battle with Poland. Right at the top of the square here, Launceston. Thorpe bends over, picks it up. Coming through is Alec Wright on the snap. I think he's kicked and he has. Alec Wright, one of his better games for the season. Alec Wright getting his hands on the footy. He picked it up clean and snapped it. And there's another goal for Launceston City End. It's, what's that, 8-4? Haven't put it up yet, Foz. 8-4-52.
7-4-46.
They put it up. 7-4-46 Launceston. Lauderdale 2-7-19.
Yeah, great work there by Alec Wright. He's a big fella and showed great agility. Bristow got the kick inside 50. There's a bit of a contest there with Thorpe and Poland. And Just fell to the side of the contest, and then Wright just snapped it beautifully through for a goal.
Kangaroos 5-1-31, lead the Adelaide Crows 2-3-15.
Underway in the last quarter at Twin Ovals, Macca.
Yes, it's Glenorchy. 10-6-66, lead the Tigers 9-5-59, so a real close one down there at the Twin Ovals.
Here we go now with Nat Franklin. He might have got a high tackle, he did, so a chance to go into attack. Bit of a Bronx cheer there. So inside 50s this quarter, Groobs, 5 Launceston, 2 to Lauderdale, but pretty shallow entries so far for Lauderdale. Sideways now, taking it is Josh Williams, late inclusion. The late out was Lincoln Arnold. So Williams now, up towards half forward. He's got a target here in Richmond, who presents nice and takes a great mark. Former Clarence player, spent a couple of years in the Old Scholars with Richmond. Kicks low, dangerous inside 50, evades Tutai Havea. Dakin with the ball towards Smith. Chance here for Nelson. Kicks off the ground. He might have had a chance to pick that up. He went off the ground early. One behind, 2-8-20, 7-4-46. And playing about 11 and a half minutes into this third quarter as Jake Smith plays on straight away. Added towards Bristow. It's going to clear him. It's going to fall to McManus. Can't keep it in. So it'll be a bounty throw in. 70 metres around from the Lauderdale goal. Clearances this quarter. 4 to Launceston. None as so far in this quarter to Lauderdale. Margin 27 points. So tied at Twin Ovals. We'll keep you updated with that. North Launceston on top at UTAS Stadium. Auckland takes out of the ruck. Kicks it straight away. Up the wing. Riley meets it. Play on to advantage now. Here's Jake Hines. Takes a bounce. Takes a second. He's right on 50. He kicks low. All about the bounce. It's no good. It's off to the right. One behind. 7-5-47. Plays 2-8-20. It's a City Park Radio.
Yeah, the latest score, North Launceston 4-7-31, lead Clarence 2-2-14.
Okay. As McGuinness takes the mark at half back, and he'll relieve for the Bombers.
Josh McGuinness, former Brisbane Lion, comes up the line. Could have been touched off the boot, it was, as he was looking for Franklin. Here's Miller, plays his role every week. There's a youngster in Miller. Hines for set upon. Umpire says, give it to me. Paul Hines just barrels his Lauderdale opponent in Walsh as he just walks through him. Umpire didn't see it, his back was to the play. Not much in it though, to be honest. This one's going to be another thrower. It's Holfreman. So Launceston have done this without a real influence from Harper, which is good for them because he's been dominating lately. Walsh gets this one away from Harper. Good tackle, Blackberry. He stepped up today as Blackberry. He's taken in the tackle here for Launceston as the youngster in Jack Tuddill. Comes through again, does Jamison House, former Burnie player via the sample. And it's going to be another ball up. So not much happening here at the moment, Max. What have you got for us?
No, nothing. Haven't got anything. Just they've lost a bit of their cohesive teamwork. They're not linking together at the moment, Launceston, are they?
So either side are, Max, to be honest.
No, well, that's true.
Not real good at the minute. Another ball up. So
it's a real stop-start footy at the moment.
4 or 5. It's Glenorchy now by 2 goals down at the Twin Ovals. Hayden Smith held by Auckland, but on the wrong side, the umpire to see. Clever here was Nelson. Turned on a dime. Tutai! Finally! Takes the mark. Gives it over the top there to Kalkowski. And there in handball to McManus. He steps inside the 50. Going to go back to Kalkowski. They did it hard. Look how big Tutai was. He put the big mix around it. The big Tutai. And it's resulted in a second shot for goal from Kalkowski. He's going to kick from about 45 out. And as McManus and him wax together. Not going to take long over at Kalkowski. The import from Victoria, Richmond VFL, awkward ball drop. It's going to go right to the line. Too tight, puts one mid up, can't get it, and it's rushed through by the youngster in Miller.
Tyler Martin may be lucky in, is that a realistic attempt at a mark?
No, not at
I
all.
don't think so. Jake Smith now. He goes low, but does well. Gets it nicely to Harper.
Jake Smith knows if he takes one step out of the square, it counts as a stat. Don't worry, he knows that.
Over to Blackberry to House, under pressure from Siggins. Yep, Pryor, ball spills out. Yep, Tyler Martin got it through, but they might play advantage here. Kalkowski's got it. Gets the handball away, but it's shucked there by Miller to Tyrrell, and they're out of trouble. They might have dodged a bullet there, Launceston. Down the wing. They've got the numbers here, though, have Lauderdale. Poland, he's got Smith if he wants him. Well, further back he goes there towards Rackleone. Baker into the centre of the ground to Bell Chambers. Now to Siggins by hand. Siggins kicks inside 50. Hot spot. Kalkowski front position. They do well, the Blues defence once again. Hodges got outlets, and the outlet he takes there is Tyrrell. Tyrrell takes a bounce. Can't see anything, so goes down the line. Meeting the ball now is Thorpe. Well done, Poland, as the bounce evaded Thorpe. Poland on the left. Gee, that's a good kick. Although Franklin dropped the mark. Now it's with Paul Freeman over to Harper. Inside 50. Riley lurking. Riley marking. He just judged it beautifully.
Knew where it was.
Good kick. And he's 20 metres out, directly in front, and a chance to get another goal for the Blues. Maxi.
And you said it earlier, Mackie. He just
there.
always finds the spot
Uncanny.
to stand, whether it be standing on someone's head to take a mark or whether he's just standing flat-footed like that for it to fall into his arms.
Yep, and just the little bit of breeze, just put it over the top of Baker, and Riley's going to have a shot for his fourth.
And he might have missed this one. He has. Off to the right. Uncharacteristic miss there. 7-6-48 to 3-3-21.
Certainly the best recruit to come out of the Meander Valley Suns to date.
Thanks to our expert commentator and Meander Valley Suns fan there in Michael Walker.
Well, not necessarily.
Has taken the mark his house. Play on. No, there's another hand in there. Out it comes now to Tyrrell. Little short kick. Going to clear Thorpe. It's going to go out of bounds between... just in right left half forward there for Launceston. The score is 47-21. Twin Ovals, Macca.
Twin Ovals. Glenorchy 72 lead the Tigers 61. 10 minutes gone last quarter.
AFL?
AFL 6-1-37 to 3-15. Let me update that one.
Kangas in front.
Hasn't gone far. Maybe they just haven't scored. 6-1-37. Yeah, that's it.
Casey.
Yeah, Kangas in front.
Casey Brown tackled to a standstill. So we're in the last 5 minutes of play. It's a 27-point margin. Still think Lauderdale are a show if they can just get another goal back. Still a good breeze favouring the town end. Left of screen for our stream viewers, which is the usual end that the wind favours here at Windsor Park, which is that northerly wind. No rain today. Had some drizzle earlier this morning, but it's been pretty fine. Ground in good condition. Don't forget C Park Radio are off to North Hobart Oval next week. Match of the day. The home team up against Launceston. Now we've got a free kick here, have we? Jay Blackberry. So I missed that one. So Blackberry is a good long kick. He's probably about 20 metres in from the boundary on the left-hand side. And the man on the mark's right on 50. So Jay Blackberry yet to kick a goal today. Kicks, nice high kick. It's going to fade away to the left on the breeze though. One behind. 7-7-49 to 3-3-21. This is City Park Radio. Thanks to our sponsors, locally owned Telstra stores, Brisbane Street Mall, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. Here's Matthew McGee.
McGuinness with the kick out. Looking out here for Hayden Smith. Had a good battle with Auckland all day. Boyd goes up. 1-2 bites of the cherry. Can't take it. Gets it now through Boyd again. Fighting hard. Blackberry. His best game for the season so far. And most consistent across the quarters is Blackberry, and Miller Hodge sees it across the line.
And you mentioned the contest between Auckland and Smith. Smith's probably got his nose in front at the moment.
Definitely
today.
round the ground.
Yeah.
He's a real link player, isn't he, for them, Big Haydos?
He certainly...
This time he's going to do battle with Thorpe. Over the top goes Smith, former Western Stormers. Here's Sutton. Little one over the top again. Finds his teammate in Luke Nelson. He an errant handball there on that occasion.
Debutant, Kingston.
Kingston. That's Bodie Kingston. Kick forward. Here's Burge. Up against Blackberry. Slow motion footy at the moment. It's all slow. Harry Richmond. Left foot tucked away in the pocket. Well, that's an awkward kick because he didn't give his Tyler Martin a go and he didn't look back inside. He just kicked it straight to Boyd. Boyd goes down the line. This is where they've been good, Launceston. Finding these outlet players. Another one over here in Casey Brown.
Tyrrell.
This time, over here's Casey Brown, sorry. Tyrrell, captain, 200-game superstar Dave Moore. NCFA footy, too much to say at the moment. Over the back, Lauderdale through McGuinness. He's going to square it up to McManus. No, he goes further than that, finds Poland. He'll try and wax here a little bit, doesn't. Kicks it immediately over this side of the ground, and it's Richmond. Worked hard from one end of the ground to the other. Has Harry. Max's favourite player, just because his surname's Richmond, is Martin. Back to Richmond. Short quarter, only just over 20 minutes. Launceston 7-7-49. Lead Lauderdale 2-9 21. So 28 points, Foz. You said within 4 goals,
Yeah.
just outside that. They need to maybe mix a couple of things up, open it up, take some risks, and hit big 2-tie.
They'll have to get a couple of quick ones to put some pressure on. Yeah, pretty dour quarter that one, Maxi. Just the one goal kicked. Is that right, Boobs?
Two.
Two goals
Two goals
kicked
to
in that quarter, yep.
Launceston.
Two
Yeah,
goals to
so
Launceston.
I'll go through the goal kickers.
Yep.
Do you want me to?
Yep.
It was 3 to Riley, and it's singles to Dakin, Harper. In that quarter, it was Wright and Hines, of course.
Yep.
One before the quarter
Correct, that's
started.
right.
And for Lauderdale, they've only got the 2 no goals in that quarter for them. 1 to Franklin and 1 to Kalkovsky.
So, Maxi, yeah, they probably needed to be a little bit closer, but a couple of quick goals and you never know.
No, you're right. It was a dour quarter, and yeah, it is only what are we? 28 points. So, look, take that cheap goal that happened at the beginning of the quarter and brings it back that
real
little bit
stalemate,
closer.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and it was probably. What have we seen, or what have I seen this year? 3 games of State League footy. It was probably the most mundane quarter that we've had to date. Lauderdale, to their credit, I think they improved a lot from the first half of that game in that quarter, but Launceston's defence, as we've seen a couple of times this year already, and the back end of last season, they're developing into a really strong unit. They don't like teams scoring against them.
They are, aren't they? Like, the names there, Boyd, Tyrrell, Tuttle, now Jamison House. So they've got that really strong back six.
Yeah, they have, and they've gelled really well, and they've been together now for, probably 15, 20 games. The back end of last year, the 3 or 4 from this year, and they know how each other play. They accept each other's what their strengths are and what their weaknesses, and they play to them. And look, if Lauderdale can get a couple of quick goals here in those first 5 or 6 minutes, this is an open game. But as we saw in the second quarter, when Launceston were kicking to the Georgetown end of Windsor Park, they slowed the ball down a lot, just kept control rather than opposite from when they played in the first quarter. And even then they did try and move the ball a lot quicker, not necessarily with the big long kicks though that we saw in that first quarter. So look, be interested to see how Lauderdale come out in this last quarter. I'm sure their coach Darren Winter over there won't be patting them on the back at the moment, but that's the way Windy likes it. He's always up for a fight. He'll be revving them up, and the first 10 minutes will decide who wins this game.
City Park Radio, it's 3/4 time, and it's Launceston 7/7/49, Lauderdale 2/9/21. We'll take a break from our radio coverage, also the live stream, back in just a moment.
Score North Melbourne 8-1-49, Adelaide 3-3-21. In the TSL, North Launceston 4-7-31, Clarence 2-2-14, that's at half time. Kingborough 9-5-59, Goroki 9-6-60, that's 3/4 time in Kingborough. We got the close one.
Welcome back to Windsor Park. It's 7/7/49 Launceston at Lauderdale 2/9/21. Welcome to all our viewers and listeners today. We've got a couple of out in the cars, my cousins Tim and James Russell. So a big shout out to them. They're watching from the cars. They've had a few ales in the bar, I think, and now
all the best for
retiring to
them.
the
They
car.
can come up here on the balcony if they want to get chilly.
Let's look at some stats to 3/4 time. Hit out still pretty even. It's been a great battle in the ruck, hasn't it, Macca?
Yeah, look, I think we mentioned it that quarter that, look, the pure hit-outs have been a good battle, but I think Hayden Smith's done a lot more around the ground to Auckland. We're looking here at the stats. What's he had, Auckland, in terms of stats? He's had 7. He's had 1 kick for the game, Auckland, and 6 little handballs from the clearances. So not a real lot around the ground.
Clearances. Talk about the short quarter. There weren't many clearances that quarter. 5-3 Launceston's way, 21-12 over the course of the day. And inside 50s, pretty even there. 26 Lauderdale, 25 Launceston. And a lot of those inside 50s for Lauderdale came in that second quarter. Marks inside 50, 5 to Launceston, 4 to Lauderdale. And free kicks, 19 to Lauderdale and 10 to Launceston. Let's go around the grounds, Macca.
Yeah, around the grounds. Good one at Twin Ovals. 12-7-79 Glenorchy. Tigers at 9-10-64. It's North Launceston still in front of Clarence. We don't have an exact score there, but they're still in front, North Launceston. And it's the Kangaroos, 9-1-55, lead Adelaide 3-3-21.
Okay, so big win coming up there for the Kangaroos.
Interesting, the Kangas have dropped Bed and Brown, and they've had 9 individual goal kickers at the moment.
Great, good for the tipping. So
Share it around.
for the Crows this week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. It's good to see the Tigers bounce back this week too after a fairly dismal performance. The Kingston Tigers I'm talking about, not the Richmond Tigers.
They're getting beat by 9 points.
Yeah, but they've actually kicked some goals. Only kicked 2 last week.
Here we go.
Shot on goal as well.
Another shot on goal to get back to within 3. Jay Blackberry with 17 touches in the game, Max. How have you seen his game today?
You'd nearly put him in the votes at the moment, Mako.
I
I've
know,
seen it really impressive, and after having pretty much all of last year off, I think it was, or
He
last
came
year,
back
was it?
during last year.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, with
After an ACL.
serious knee injury, but back to his best today. Jay's been a very instrumental player and good leadership out on the ground for them as well.
And 8 contested possessions as well from Jay. Normally a bit more outside than that, but in and about today. Jake Smith's had 13, but a lot of those are kick-outs, but he's done very well on Tutai Avea from a sporting point of view. As this game's underway, Max,
It is.
It's going to be a holding the footy
Against Blackberry.
against Blackberry, and it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to Nathan Oakes. Right in the centre circle, the umpire says play on. Left footer, Oakes, only going to go as far as Harper, but coming across the front is Franklin, one of the goal kickers for Lauderdale. Bryce Walsh just too slow. Good tackle by Hines. Umpire says you just got to tap on it, so that was enough at this stage. Battling towards the line here is Siggins, and well done Brendan Taylor. It falls across the boot and it's out of bounds.
Taylor's done well today as well. Not
Yeah,
quite sure
Brendan
of his stats,
Taylor,
but another one of the
minimal stats, 5 stats, but half-back flank today a little bit through there.
Hasn't had a lot of it, but been impressed with what he has done.
Definitely. So boundary throw in front of the opposition change rooms here at Windsor Park. Hayden Smith and Auckland goes as far as Walsh, who's tackled by Harper. Have you seen that battle, Harper and Walsh, Max?
Pretty even, really. Probably Harper started, as we see, a free kick there in the ruck contest.
Play on advantage. Goes to the Lauderdale player there in Kalkowski. And he's kicked his second as Kalkowski. So it was a free kick, play on advantage, Kalkowski. He gets his second. And Lauderdale, they're up and about because they've all gone to him. And I think they've just got to get that momentum, Max.
Yeah,
that will help.
They do. And it's good to see the advantage paid that they've probably had.
Cost a couple.
Yeah, a couple of times where they thought they were probably shortchanged today with the advantage rule, and that one got the ultimate result for them. A good start to the quarter. Another one in the next 3 or 4 minutes, and put a bit of pressure on the Launceston team.
I agree with the Walsh and Harper. There's probably just been a little bit of nil-all draw, really, hasn't it, this stage? But Lauderdale, they got the goal they needed.
2 great finishes today from Adrian Kalkowski, the number 9 for Lauderdale. They're back in this game. They need another quick one. Only a short quarter. Kalkowski again, he's come to life. He gets towards half forward to Sam Burge, who's tackled immediately. It'll be a ball up.
Glenorchy by 7 points, 22 minutes gone, Foz, down the Twin Ovals.
So we'll have a couple of good finishes coming up here. We'll keep an eye on that. It's deep in the game there, I think, Macca, isn't it? In the last quarter is inside 50 now for Lauderdale. It's for the runners here who can get there first. It might be over the boundary line that Jamison House makes sure it is. That's out of bounds, about 45 metres around from the Lauderdale goal. They have the breeze. They trail by 22 points. And it's about 2.5 minutes into this last quarter. Boundary throw in. Front position is House. It falls very short. House thumps it towards the boundary line. Now that might be a free kick if nobody else has touched it. No. Can be a boundary throw in. There'll be a hand on that.
Interesting that the big Lauderdale full forward, Taltea, has started on the bench, so whether they're just going for a bit more mobility up there to start with.
Tutai Halvea. There's boundary throw in. It's Walsh. Sorry, not Walsh. It's Smith up against Auckland.
Free kick against Hines then for a little jab in the stomach.
Will Francis to full forward. Dangerous here for Launceston. Sutton's there. Is he helping out? He was. Reece Sutton will take the free kick.
Cheers from the Lauderdale supporters.
So Reece Sutton right in front. And that was a lovely kick right to the top of the goal square. See there that Sutton was held back by the Launceston defenders. And he's about 20 out, right in front. Veteran now for Lauderdale, Reece Sutton. Approaches the man on the mark. And that's another goal to Lauderdale. That's their second goal for this last quarter. And that draws them right back in this contest within 16 points. And we've only been playing about 3 minutes in this last quarter. So there's plenty of time left, Maxie Walker.
Yeah, there certainly is, Foz. Interesting after he kicked that goal. I think it was, who'd he go to? Tuddill, and just let him know. I think Tuddill made it probably look a little bit worse than what it was, but sat him on the ground. So, yeah, we've got the game as we expected. A couple of quick goals puts a lot more pressure back onto Launceston, and we're playing it in Lauderdale's terms at the moment.
Well, you mentioned, Max, that apart from that goal before the start of the third, Lauderdale, pretty much stalemate in the third, and we saw them in the second just not take advantage. They kicked two already, and she's game on. Auckland, tap down, Harper, quick, over towards Hines. Bellchambers done well across half-back today. One of Lauderdale's better players, Alec Wright. He's right there with Raglione, 55 metres out from Launceston's goal, and it's going to be a ball up. So if you've just joined us, it's been a real battle here, to be honest. Lauderdale have had their chances, but Launceston are in front, 7-7-49. Lauderdale coming hard, they're 4-9-33. Hayden Smith in the ruck. Auckland kick, second for the day. Thorpe leads it. McGuinness takes him in the tackle. Coming through hard there was the youngster from Launceston, and that is, I keep forgetting his name, Jared Dakin. Kicked the first goal of the game. Over the top, out of bounds, out over the top there from Lauderdale. And it's going to be a ball up. Good tackle from Lauderdale in Harry Richmond. Been pretty good. They've split open the pack here at the moment. A lot of players got away from that stoppage, so Lauderdale trying to open things up, which is good to see. Hines, higher up the ground. Left foot kick. Thorpe taken out of the marking contest. Umpire saw it. There's going to be a free kick to Thorpe. Taken out of the contest. So Thorpe is going to have a free kick in front of the Launceston club rooms. And it's going to be from about 55 out, so he won't make the distance. Keep our eye on Riley. Harper goes deep forward. Holferman's there. What's he going to do? He'll hit up someone. It's beyond the kick into this breeze. Has lightened a little bit, as Foz said. Temperature hasn't risen though. Thorpe. What's he going to do? Just chips it up to the top. Riley. Harper. Riley. I told it, Foz. I said, keep a lookout for Riley. And there he is, the enigma. He just keeps being in the spots. And he's going to have another shot from goal, 20 metres out, directly in front.
Strong hands, wasn't it?
Well, Harper was right there as well. They could have raffled it in the end. And it was Riley who just read it better. And it's one thing he does well. So Riley comes in, kicks it. There it is. There's a steadier. A Launceston steadier as someone just gives a Lauderdale player, Baker, a little clip on the way through. Don't know who that was as they come through. There's four. So there's the difference at the moment. 4 for Riley. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the last to this moment, Max.
That's certainly the goal that Lauderdale didn't want Launceston to kick at this stage of the game. They've had all the momentum. Inside 50s to the best in the business groups at the moment would be...
Yep, 3 to Lauderdale,
yeah.
2 to Launceston.
Yeah, okay. I thought it might have been a few more than that for Lauderdale. It seems to have been like that. But anyway, we'll see how we go with the restart in this game. Again, we've got Auckland up against Smith. So
a real nail-biter down at Twin Ovals, but it's Glenorchy by a point. Game over. 12-7-79 Glenorchy defeat the Tigers 11-12-78.
Oh, heartbreak there for the Tigers as Launceston now working hard at defence. Dakin's wrapped up in a tackle. So it'll be a ball up.
North Launceston 5-10. Clarence 3-3.
Okay, so probably safe there for North Launceston. At the same stage of the game as us into the last quarter. Lauderdale must answer that goal pretty quickly. Siggins pumps it inside 50. Chance for Avea, front position. He's wrestled out of it by Smith. Jamison in the follow-up, Jamison House in the follow-up.
There's a new one.
There it is, and it's out of bounds on the full.
It's all right, I don't mind that. It's like when two celebrities get together and they sort of combine the names.
Kalkowski inside 50.
Yes!
Avea. Tutai Avea takes the mark. Leading out in front of Smith. And once again, a nice kick there from Kalkowski. I'm impressed with his ball skills. Nice kick to advantage there. And Avea, for our radio listeners, is about 25-30 out. 45-degree angle, and they desperately need this one.
Just repeating, Glenorchy by a point. They've got over the top of the Tigers. Jay Bowden, the Prince of Glenorchy, kick 5.
Here he comes, Tutai Avea. Hasn't hit the scoreboard today as far as goals are concerned. He lets it out to the right, twists back in beautifully. That's a goal to Lauderdale. That's their fifth, 5-9-39, 8-7-55. Margin 16 points. 9 minutes into the last quarter. Plenty of time left, Maxie Walker.
Yeah, there certainly is, Dave. What are we? Yep, like you said, 9 minutes into the quarter and back to, 16 points.
Yep.
So we do have a close game here. Plenty of time left for Lauderdale. They've had all the momentum in this quarter to date. What have they kicked?
3 goals.
3 goals. So certainly their highest scoring quarter for the game, and they've caught up with the rest of their total score.
Another score involved Adrian Kalkowski there, Mac. I'm impressed.
Yeah, he's very smart around the footy, isn't he? Hayden Smith's going to look for Kalkowski here. Can't find him from the ball up. Auckland goes down and deep with Blackberry. And Blackberry gives the ball back to the footy. Yeah, real inside game from Blackberry today. I like it, Max.
Yeah, no, he's done well. Really
Hines comes up off the back of the square. Going to be dangerous off this one. It nearly gets to him there in Hines. Blackberry again gets the knees dirty. Walsh, Blackberry, former state teammates Blackberry and Walsh, and Kalkowski comes flying through. And a few bodies.
No love lost out there at the moment.
No. Ball up. Smith and Auckland stalemate. Goes down to Blackberry. Taylor, good tackle. Brown comes through, taken by McInnes in the tackle, and McInnes off half back is going to go back to his position on Miller Hodge.
Played well, McInnes.
Yeah, he's a good player. Over here, good kick out there from Luke Nelson. Kalkowski getting a bit more of the footy now is Kalkowski. Over Boyd's head. Little fella there, the flyer from Signet, couldn't get it. Crowd calls out, umpire says no, and it's been taken by Casey Brown on centre wing. So Casey Brown, a little bit further up the ground today on that wing position. Had a good battle with McManus. Ball comes down the wing. Thorpe sets right. The Twin Towers holding the play. It's going to be Hayden Smith. Free kick against Auckland. There are no marks around the ground of Auckland today, Max. So he's got to get that into his game, doesn't he, Big Timmy?
He certainly does. He needs to improve in that area.
So Dunellan's come because the umpire's called play on and it's turned over. So Hayden just took too long. But he's questioning it. That was strange because Dunellan was very, very close. He wasn't out of the protected zone.
He was standing next to his man though.
Okay.
Lauderdale guy
the umpire should have got them both away. Ball comes through Blackberry. Thorpe, quick kick. Seen that a lot today from Launceston. Get it in. Riley sets. Well done there. Good tackle on William Francis. Another good tackle by Francis, this time on Dunellan. The umpire's going to say it's too long, and it's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, just held it a little bit long in the tackle after the ball fell out. It was there.
Righto. Umpiring Appreciation Society President Dave Moore.
Right, and with that one.
Righto. We'll watch it on the replay here in a minute. This could be it, couldn't it, Max? Dunellan from about 25 out, left footer.
First goal for the day for him.
Yeah, he lost his spot in the side the other week, and he was fortunate to get it back with the training injury of Fletcher Seymour. But he just plays that role. He's hard at it. Aussie agrees. with the free kick. Watch it on the replay. Denellen comes in. Would like this one, Denellen. Close to the man on the mark. Left side. Swings back and goal. Jack Denellen. This could be the sealer on this occasion. And 13 minutes gone, and it's Launceston 9-7-61. And now lead Lauderdale 5-9-39. Fozzel.
Yeah, look, Lauderdale have been brave today. I like parts of their game, but they just haven't been able to bridge that gap. And we keep talking about the second quarter when they had that breeze advantage, scoring opportunities. And we'll talk about that in the wash-up. But
they're going to keep getting better, though, with these players, aren't
absolutely,
they? They're going to keep getting better as those players come in. I just don't know about their goal-scoring power at the other end. I see McGuinness has moved forward now as another option, but then you take him out of the back line, don't you? So just that all their games this year, they've only scored, what have they scored, Lauderdale? 67 and lost last week. They kicked 33. So not a high-scoring side, Lauderdale.
As Blackberry burrows in, Phil spills to the side now to Brown. He kicks it inside 50. Thorpe's there. Poland does pretty well. He shovels it out as Will Poland. Now he's beset upon. He hasn't got the ball. And now it's going to be a ball up. So impressed with Will Poland today. He's had the big job on Mitch Thorpe. And Thorpe is yet to hit the scoreboard today as far as goals are concerned. So that's a win for young Will Poland. As Thorpe gets this one down, ricochets back. Thorpe thumps it on. Bell Chambers is there. Kicks it around the corner towards the other fellow veteran there in McManus. He takes it one-handed. Tackled by Tyrrell. Has to release it. Back to Nelson. Nelson kicks high up the wing. Which way will it bounce? Oh, Tuttle there in a big contest with McGuinness. McGuinness has got it. He's tackled to the ground by Jamison House. Close to the boundary line. And there'll be a ball up right in front of the interchange area here at Windsor Park. 61 plays 39. We'll be at North Hobart next week. North Hobart versus Launceston.
Half-time, Foz Kangaroos by 34.
As Harper swings a kick close to the boundary line. Will bounce out in front of Raglioni. So in front of the Launceston players there, looks like either the D-League or the Under-18s or a mixture of both. Over there in their blue tracksuits. So two big wins in the curtain raisers today to the Under-18s and the Development League for the Blues. As it spills now, it's high near is Siggins. Front position McGuinness. Oh, House takes a beauty. One-handed.
1 hit, good.
And House will clear it from the wing for Launceston.
Jamison House, former Bernie Docker, former Tassie Devil, comes down. 60 metres out from Launceston's goal. And they're just going to hold it up. No, the umpire's going to give Lauderdale a leg up here. And I think it's going to be a free kick to Lauderdale as there is a scuffle. To get the binoculars up and see who comes out of that. Riley it is. And Franklin. So Franklin's going to get the free kick on the half-back flank. He could square it up here to Poland. They've tried that a couple of times today, Lauderdale, and put some pressure on. So he's just going to go down the line. But they need to take a bit more of a risk because this one's just going to go straight to Polframan because Siggins slipped and it let Polframan take the front spot on centre wing. So Polframan, Launceston, you're going to record, what's this, their fourth victory, Foz, today. Won't see Lauderdale coming back from here over the top of Baker. He's going to go out in front of him as he slips out in front, and the umpire says throw it in. Harper goes down behind play.
A bit of push and shove behind play.
Walsh just bumped into nothing in it, but been a little bit of that today. Now Hines goes into Walsh. So Walsh is doing a really good job on Harper. That sacrificed his own game. Auckland gets rid of Smith. There's Walsh. Taken there by Will Francis. And that's only going to go as far in the back line to Boyd. So the youngster Boyd takes the mark just in front of the centre line.
Goes wide to Bristow. Quiet in his comeback. He'll be better for the run, as they say. As Timmy Bristow played a half in the development league last week down at the Twin Ovals. He's 70 out, plays on, gets himself in an awkward position. Kick evades Denellen. Well done there, Bell Chambers. They link up now with Nelson. He's had a good game today. He's up now towards Havea, who takes the mark on centre wing. Got nothing ahead of him. Player streaming forward now. He has to go sideways. And they'll build now through McManus. Kicks inside 50. Player there is Tyler Martin. Nearly takes a good mark right near the behind post. But it spills out of bounds. So a good transition there from Lauderdale. Now an attacking position. But probably only 5 minutes left in this game. 22 points down. Tough from here. They've fought it out pretty well in this last quarter. Has to be said as Havea gets it down here towards McGuinness. Launceston player caught with the ball underneath him. And then a ball up. AFL Macca quickly.
The AFL half-time, Foz, still the Kangaroos by 34.
That's repeating. Glenorchy won by 1 point in a thriller at the Twin Ovals. Taken by Nelson, his kick smothered. Spills now to McManus, who picks it up beautifully with one hand, then loses the handle. Then handballs backwards towards Raglione. Lets fly towards the goal square. Floats, stumped through by Harper, is it? Still in play. Now it's a behind. So Lauderdale 5-10-40. Launceston 9-7-61. The margin 21 points. Matthew McGee for City Park Radio.
Jake Smith at the city end here of Windsor Park. The light's starting to fade on this Saturday afternoon. Smith comes out, fighting through. There was the youngster in Miller. And there's Miller Hodge who gets the kick. And only goes as far as bell change. They're lined up here are the Lauderdale Bombers. Who can he find? He looks for his teammate in Nelson. They nearly screwed it up, did the Lauderdale boys. They had plenty on offer. Coming through was Tyler Martin. He just went bump, bump. McGuinness over the top to Nelson, snaps. And there's the gatekeeper in Jake Smith on Havea. Been good today, Jake. And he takes the mark. So they were lined up, Lauderdale, Maxi.
There was a line of 4.
And they haven't been able to do it.
Oh.
Siggins flies, can't get it. Down the front of the pack there was Will Francis, and he's held up in the tackle. There was their chance, wasn't it?
Yep, and they've had plenty of chances this quarter when they've got it down there, but they just haven't been able to convert. But that's credit to Launceston's backline as well.
That's right.
Led by Smith today.
Bristow, scrubby kick forward, right. Nice little tap on there. Finds Miller. Back to Pulfreman. Been hard at it right from the start. Miller Hodge. Here's Thorpe. He'll wax it here inside 50 to Jamison House. It's an ugly looking punt. Clean at his bootlaces. Back to right. Here's Mr. Man right in the right spot. He's Dylan Riley. Drags his opponent down. Here's a special. Check side. Across the face to Riley. Oh, it hasn't gone out again. Hines picks it up off the line. Back to Alec Wright. He's going to have a look. Right, Riley! Wow.
He's going to play on here.
He didn't get it the first time, and lo and behold, he's like a magician. The cat just comes out of the hat, the rabbit out of the hat, in fact. And Dylan Riley, he'll look to snap it around. As Max said, look out. Here's a Dylan Riley. And he's missed it. Well, there was going to be 5. There's going to be a handful. You'll probably have to be content with 4. But once again, another mark and another shot at goal, Dylan Riley. It's exciting.
Poland clears it out. Oh, gee, a lot of players flying high there in the contest, but it spills out now. Chance for Smith. Now they go inside 50, Launceston. It's a poor kick. Taking the back play there by Francis. Handballs back there towards Raglione. A kick towards the wing. Nearly a mark there to Kalkowski. Off the ground, Bristow. Still in play, Kalkowski. Handballs back in towards Kingston. Going to get there first is Tyson Miller. He's bundled over the boundary line. Be a boundary throw in. So a bit of excitement there from Dylan Riley. I thought he did infringe though in that pocket there. I think
he dragged him down, David. You're right. Yeah. Umpire appreciation, coach. President.
So boundary thrown 40 around from the Launceston goal. Thorpe front position. It is now with a chance for Launceston. They can pick it up. Will Poland does pretty well. Back to Bell Chambers. Gets on his feet. Kicks up the wing.
That's hole.
As Franklin is there. Picked up by Tuthill. Taylor fighting hard. Ugly footy at the moment. Siggins, nice little handball out to Smith. Then turned out to Kalkowski. Been very good in this last quarter. All day, in fact. Now out towards McManus. McManus kicks up towards 50. McGuinness is there. So is Havea. Thumped away by Smith. Geez, he's been good back there. Now Kalkowski, is it? Or Nelson this time. Kicks around the corner. Chance here for the Lonnie defence. And a nice mark taken there by Ryan Tyrrell.
Now, tell our listeners, Foz, what was the Nelson 11 you tried to explain to me yesterday?
An umpire in England, every time the score was 111, he got on 1 foot and did a little jig, and that's how I've remembered his number all day.
What's
number
it got to do
11.
with Nelson, though?
111, well, 11, Nelson's 11.
Oh, right. Nothing to do with the name Nelson.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll finish it there because that's the game on that 11 call. Launceston, they've won their 4th for the season. 9-8-62, 22-point winners over Lauderdale, who finished 5-10-40. Well, the goal kickers for the day. Dylan Riley's finished with 4. Probably could have had 6. He missed one down the bottom end and missed another one there in the last. So he's finished with 4 singles to Wright, Dunellen, Harper, Dakin and Hines. And for Lauderdale, there was only 5 of them, in fact. There was 2 to Kalkowski, 1 to Havea, 1 to Sutton and 1 to Nat Franklin. Well, Max, 22 points. I don't know whether it's Seymour, Launceston were in charge all day, but Lauderdale shoe got close. I'm a bit, not quite sure.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Macca. 22 points. Launceston were in control all day. Lauderdale hanging in there. 17 shots to 15. So, like, the scoring opportunities were similar for both sides. But, if we reflect back on it, from that very first quick goal, which I think the first one was kicked by Dakin.
Yes,
yep. So right from that moment, Launceston never looked troubled, really. It was always had control of the game, and bit hard to come away with a lot of confidence.
I don't know. I think Winter would be okay with it.
Yeah.
I think Winter would be okay with it, wouldn't he? 22 points.
I think so.
With the players that have just come in, and they're going to gel more once they train more, get a bit more of a system. Do they have enough firepower up forward? Previous years they've had Jacob Hildy down there, sort of being the extra ball.
Tutai was down for probably 3 quarters day. Showed a bit in the last quarter, but he's kicked 5 goals earlier this year, so he's still a
when
quality
it comes
forward.
in and well, I thought Doug Smith did a pretty good job on him. But the whole team defence, isn't it? It's team defence of Launceston. They look a lot more organised. Lauderdale's defence always looked panicky down here. Like Bellchambers was good, McGuinness was good, but they still look panicky at times and put themselves under a lot of pressure coming out of the back line. But just so many options, Launceston, don't they? We've seen half-backs become wingers become half-forwards. We saw Taylor in a bit more of a defensive role today. We've seen Blackberry from a small forward, now a midfielder today, which we know he can do. It's just, Bristow just played minutes coming back his first game. He'll get better. Obviously, Fletcher Seymour, throw him into the middle. So, therefore, that if they're going to tag Harper, Seymour will get off the chain in the future. Look, it's going to be interesting to see where all the teams finish up come finals time. Yep. It's only 1v4.
1v4, 2v3.
Yep. So, it's pretty cutthroat.
And just to our listeners and viewers too, that Michael Musica was out of the game fairly early, so he didn't play a lot of part in the game. But we'll take a short break. We'll come back. We'll have a look at the stats. We'll do the 3-2-1.
Oh, Maxie's votes.
Back here in a moment on City Park Radio.
Good luck today.